And Theo's over here ripping shit up right in front of me. I'm like, dude, I didn't tell you to do that. Don't rip stuff open.
Mm.
You know.
I got my new pink headphones.
Yeah, you got
That
some
looks
pink
just
ones.
silly. I'm gonna be coloring as
At least
we've
they're
been
not all
looking now.
gay with like cat ears on it or something.
Yeah, people have those. Yeah, yeah.
People do have those.
A lot of dudes. Some dudes have those.
Yeah,
Just
strange one. I don't know who would be caught wearing those.
I don't know. This piece is looking really good. It's almost done. And I did, since I posted an update to the G Busters backers, I did get at least one more page done. So we're moving, just not as fast as was before the Coffin Comics interference, but
Yeah.
busting my butt every day still, as usual.
Because yeah, if I start getting into like videos and stuff, it is a pain in the ass.
What are you talking about? Oh, to
The echo,
show them?
yeah. Because for some
Mm.
reason I figured it out. What it is the the sound from my laptop is getting hot in the microphone.
Oh,
So we're going to avoid that today.
I will say since the cease and desist, all kinds of people are swarming. Get it, swarming onto my profile. All kinds of friend requests of people trying to get info, but they're stupid, which is funny because my profile's already public. So they're all coming over for no reason because they can see everything I post anyway. But they all think that they're gonna get some information. Like Justin Hunt came over. Everybody's trying to come over and troll my page. Larry's made like 2 fake accounts at least, probably. I know for sure 1. But 2, there's another fake account. I think it's probably him too. He's sitting there. He gets really angry and fits rage, and he just spews all over my pages and goes through like a bunch of posts, like 10 posts. I will like post a bunch of insults, like, "How does it feel to wake up to people who hate you?" And all this, like, "I need super chats. Give me some more information." Like he needs us. It's so silly. Um, but it's funny because also that means a lot of the people might be snakes, like they might be trying to message us in sympathy, but get information, which is so weird, this world we live in. They're all trying to see what we think. "What are you doing? What do you think? What do you do? What are you doing?" Damn, this piece looks good. I'm excited for you to see this when I'm done. So what you got on the agenda today, Mike? What are we doing here? Oh, we got that video. That's right. Uh-oh, you're muted. Your mic is out. You put in headphones, didn't you? Now it thinks that those are your mic. That's your mic. Blah, 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 blah. Muted. Yeah, let me share out the stream too. It's also streaming to my channel. And the Slumlords just went live too. I got a notification for that as we went on. All right, live now. It's quiet, so I'll just talk to keep the air up. Let's see what's going on for everybody while Mike works on his technical difficulties. We've got Star Wars in pre-launch right now with 409 followers. Let me see if I can share my screen. And we released a new cover. Ooh, it's just me. Um, of Emperor Politotine issuing orders cease and desist. Share screen. There's Star Horse with our cease and desist cover. Little beautiful, beautiful thing going on there. And let me see if I can pull up a larger cover. We also released another one. Ooh, you know what? I gotta censor it. Let me do that real quick. And then you can see Han and Chewie. We also recently released, which I just finished the colors on as I'm doing G-Busters pages. So now I got extra work, which is okay. But I'm actually really happy with this one because it turned out really well. You go ahead and put little black marks on here so we don't get pings. Boink, boink. Yep, here we go. Censored. I don't think I can share this window. So I'll just have to pull up the image by itself. Pictures. There we go. I'll just do it on my computer. There we go. I hate sharing my screen. There we go. Sharing that. That's the Han and Chewie cover that we just dropped. I dropped earlier today. Pencils by Dustin Tyree, colors by me. And I love this cover. I painted the hell out of it too. I painted all that stuff in the background. And that was a little wild. So I tried to be as Star Warsy as possible, but it's not that easy painting all little mechanic things. You want to just draw like little squares and lines, but then you have to think about it making sense. But anyways, I thought it was fun. It was really fun. I really like how it turned out. So that cover is now released. I'll find a Politotine cover as well. My kids had to come in here for a second, so if you hear them rustling in the background, sorry. Let's see. Emperor Politotine cover. Now I do have to replace some of the pencils on one of the Booby Fett, which I've been working on all day too. Also working on all kinds of things today. But this is a pretty solid mock-up of what it will look like. And I just got to clean up the Booby Fett pencils. So 1 second, please. Presenting the screen, share screen. And there is my window of Politotine. And someone on Instagram said they were, poking fun of the situation and being sort of a troll. And they said, fuck around, find out. So I said, thank you for that creative inspiration. And I wrote FAFO on the belt. So there's a little Easter egg for you. For Star Wars, the parody satire book of Star Wars is Star Whores. And it's getting more ridiculous by the day. I think everyone can confirm that it's becoming more and more ridiculous. Hold on one. I can show you a preview. Oh, hang on. Baby, you can't come over here. I can show a preview of another piece that I am coloring right now. Let me get it to a spot. Take a screenshot of it. Well, apparently Mike is still having technical difficulties. But this is fun so far too. Cute photos. Bless you, baby. All right, there we go. That is a work in progress. Oh, there we go. Work in progress right there. With the glowing red eyes. So, yes, I have committed to this one and I need to get it done. And I am trying to knock things out as fast as possible because I got a lot of stuff to do. There's also been a lot of news. We made CBR, the news website, comic book resources, I believe it is. And they titled their article concerning the cease and desist. So that's all the news that's like led up to like where we are right now. And then Mike had some news concerning the cease and desist as well to go over right at this moment. So I'm just trying to keep you guys up to date. Sorry, I have to manage the kids. But here we are at comic book resources, I believe it is. Steamy Star Wars parody lands creators in hot water. So I will go ahead and share that article that I think it was yesterday morning that this got published. Yeah, published one day ago. Lady Death creator and Coffin Comics founder Brian Pulido places cease and desist on an indie Star Wars parody Kickstarter campaign. Per Comics Illustrated, indie comics creators Mike and Mindy Wheeler were served because of their Kickstarter campaign for a parody comic Star Wars. The cease and desist was issued by Mark H. Weiss of Weiss and Moy PC, who is representing Polito and Coffin Comics. In the order, specific social media posts made by the Wheelers are called out for their mention of their character, Lady Darth, as well as the phrase, quote, Polito, eat your heart out, quote. The order also references a Lady Death #1 homage cover posted by Wheeler on Facebook, along with the claim that homage covers are not fair use. They are derivative work and therefore illegal. Homage covers require permission from the copyright holder. And this is the cease and desist we received from Coffin, along with the response we posted a few days ago to Coffin. The cease and desist notes our client is entitled to statutory damages of $150,000 per infringement and attorney's fees. Before holding the parody comic up to the 4 factors that qualify a work as fair use. It goes on to state that the parody does not meet all 4 factors, specifically that it, quote, intentionally targets and aims to capitalize on the same market as Lady Death. This targeting would supplant Lady Death LLC's existing and potential market for derivative works. Quote, in a response later dated May 31st, Wheeler writes, quote, we respectfully disagree with your claims and believe our work falls squarely under the fair use doctrine, specifically as parody, end quote. Apart from defending the work by way of parody and fair use, Wheeler points towards the numerous homage covers that have, or homage, sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm reading the article in your absence, your long absence. But I'm almost done. Let me just finish it. Might as well.
I'll fix my headphones.
Good. That have appeared throughout Polito's bibliography over the years, including a Lady Death homage cover in which the titular anti-hero is adorned in a sleek black outfit, wielding a red lightsaber and standing in front of a small army of what appear to be homages to Star Wars Imperial stormtroopers. The response goes on to state that, quote, any lawsuit filed in regards to this will immediately result in a countersuit for frivolous lawsuit, tortious interference, defamation, abusive process, market manipulation, and antitrust violations, and we will seek damages as well as attorney's fees, end quote. Last paragraph here. Brian Pulido is one of the most prominent creators in the realm of horror comics. Pulido founded and served as president of the now defunct Chaos Comics from its inception in 1993 through its closure in 2002. Pulido went on to found Coffin Comics in 2007. Among Pulido's most famous creations are Lady Death, who first appeared in the pages of 1991's Evil Ernie #1, as well as the titular villain of the Evil Ernie series. While Lady Death is currently published under the Coffin Comics brand, Evil Ernie has been published by Dynamite Comics since 2010. So there you go. That was the article in Comic Book Resources. Now, Mike, you have news.
Oh yeah. I guess it's time for that apology thing, right? Gotta do it. Well, all right. I'll bring it up. Give me a second though. I gotta find it. Let's see. There we go. All right. Yeah, so we went ahead and we decided that, we were going to be the bigger people and go ahead and issue a public apology. So I guess I'll go ahead and start. Good evening, everyone. I want to take a moment to address something serious. Recently, I received a cease and desist letter from Brian Pulido, and I've had some time to reflect on the situation. I realize that it's important to address these concerns openly and honestly with all of you. Brian, if you're watching this, I want to start out by saying that I understand why you might be upset. The comic book industry is your passion, your livelihood, and it's understandable that you want to protect what you've built over the years. I've spent a lot of time thinking about your claims and how our work might have affected you. So, after much reflection, I want to make a sincere apology, Brian. I am truly sorry that you seem to be struggling with distinguishing between a parody and an actual infringement. It's really tough. I get it. Satire can be confusing to some people. I'm also really sorry that you feel threatened by a bunch of comic book characters in bikinis. I mean, Lady Death versus Lady Darth. I can see how white hair and skin could be such a unique and original concept, never before seen in any fictional universe. And Brian, I'm deeply sorry that you believe our work is an infringement. It's clear that you have forgotten all of the parody covers that you have put out over the years. Let's have a look at all of your previous work, shall we? But most importantly, I apologize for not recognizing sooner that your delicate feelings needed such protection. And I truly hope that you find the strength to overcome these challenges. The world is a tough place, especially when you are easily confused by parodies and satire. So, Brian, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize that you feel this way. And if you need any more comfort, feel free to kiss my ass. Because at the end of the day, we're all just here to enjoy some good laughs and creative expression.
Bravo. Let's hear it for parodies and satire and the ability to speak freely about whatever the hell we want. Ha! That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
What it is.
And interestingly enough, on a stream that I think we're about to EFAP to, woohoo, with the EFAP because people love to be EFAP to so much. You are, Mike, specifically, a public figure now.
I'm a
That is
what?
what they say. That's what they say. They say you're a public figure.
They say that?
They say Brian's a public figure and you are a public figure. Which I think
you don't think that Brian Pulido wouldn't have
figure.
A case here in some
Here's my thoughts on this, is that Brian Pulido is a public figure, right? And so are we, and guess what? So is Mike Wheeler at this point, right?
Pretty
You got
much.
a YouTube channel. You got a comic book company. You try to put your face as the comic book company. You're a public figure at this point, and you know you can't complain about that and go after people, and then it's the same thing. It's so hypocritical.
So hypocritical.
Oh,
I can
okay.
see that.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. We got some Kickstarter stuff going on. What are we doing on Kickstarter right now? We doing any good?
I showed it. Oh, on the Storehouse campaign?
Yeah, but no one can see it if you
Yeah.
share your screen if I'm not here. I have to share it.
You couldn't see my screen the whole time?
No.
Stupid. No, the kids were there
Like
and I was like, oh.
when you share it, then I have to share it on this end.
Oh, you guys are staring at me the whole time.
They were.
This is why I don't like working that thing. I am no good at it. But, oh well.
Yeah.
I tried. I was a good steward in your absence. A for effort. At least there's that.
All right, 409 followers. Wow, we're doing pretty good on that.
Yeah, we are doing pretty good on that. So,
but what do you think of
know.
that? What do you think of that image right there with Brian Polito in it right there? Or no, it's not Brian Polito. Who is that?
That's Emperor Polito time.
Oh, Emperor Polito time. Yeah. What do you?
Yes. And you know what? I've been meaning to. Now would be the perfect time.
That seems like a homage almost.
If I was on the jury and I looked at that, I would probably say, well, it's awfully close, but, what you have to tell me what it means is an homage, I could look at it and say, well, that's a parody cover to me.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. All right, yeah. So
that was some wise advice. Yeah, that was some wise advice.
It is.
He was pretty on point for the most part.
The law.
Okay, but right now I'm just trying to convince you. Okay.
Well, I could.
There you go. So let's see what other stuff we've got going on. We just released a new image of Han and Chewie, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, you should show that. I tried to, but I failed.
Oh, I'll show it. I don't care. They'll be like, oh, strikes, the YouTube channel strikes. Let's see.
I'm about to export a time-lapse video of me drawing that cover.
No,
Besides,
I can't show that on the YouTube channel because that's the risque version. Or wait, I already did show that on the YouTube. No, I didn't. Yeah, good. So.
I can send you a censored version. I went through the same thing just now.
Yeah, you should do that.
All right, hang on. I'm getting this video for us of me actually drawing that cover, which I think is pretty cool. I've almost done exporting it and getting it ready for you here. Done. Save video. Did it work?
I don't know.
Almost.
Maybe it did. Maybe it did. Maybe it did.
It's preparing. It's loading. Procreate is so cool. It just exports everything. Just. Now check that out. That's the time lapse of the video. I should post this of Play-Doh time.
That's cool.
It's hard to see, I know, so I'll post it on.
If you post it, I'll share it.
Okay, cool. Goes all the way through. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, post it. Stop showing people because they can't see it right there.
Okay.
Post it, and then they can see it. Yeah.
All right, I'll send you a censored version right now in your email of the Han and Chewie, so you can share that one. That'll work. I'll send you the Polito tie-in stuff for web covers, so you can share all of them out. Star Wars. Boom, boom. Walk up there.
I got some
And
awesome sound clips yesterday.
there we go. We did. Yeah, we certainly did. Yes. Here, I'll post it on.
If I was on a jury, I don't know of any statute that says you cannot, homage something.
Thank you, Ben.
What did he say?
So I would think Brian is in an interesting sort of conundrum, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah,
Asked
because I
about
mean,
this earlier.
if he wins, everybody hates him. If he loses power.
That's a very interesting conundrum to be in.
Oh, so it's like, what do you really want to do?
That's a good question for Brian. Does he want to be the guy that told every other creator that they can't do homages and parodies? Or
Yeah,
does he
maybe.
want to be the guy that didn't stand up to the Wheelers?
It's a
very
tough
weird.
pickle.
It's a tough pickle, but I think that trying to crack down on homages and parodies is ridiculous in the first place. That's ridiculous in the first place. A little tyrannical. And it's just for another indie guy. This campaign, I wrote in the article, was expected to make 8.5% of what his last campaign made. But no, it's not allowed. There you go.
What is
Painting.
that?
I sent you those things.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm working on it right now.
Okay, painting
It's
Emperor
so
Toledo.
weird. There you go. See if they can see that. Yeah, they can. So pretty. Look
There
at
we
that.
go. That's nice. It's very nice.
Hana and Chewy. She's got a little furry thing going on.
There you go. I uploaded the video. Let me make sure it works. I should start just uploading everything that I'm coloring. Because why not?
Yeah.
It looks sweet. That worked out well. Okay, there. Go to my Twitter and you can find it. You can see it.
Hang on. I haven't showed him the other one yet. Hang on.
Okay. I'll put it in the private chat.
That right there. Boom.
That's cool. It's a very Star Warsy cover. I remember the Alex Ross. Wasn't it a black and white Alex Ross Star Wars variant that you had?
Yes.
I remember. That reminds me of
I still have it.
Yeah. I was thinking of that when I did this because of I remember it so vividly, the white, and it was more penciled in. But still, it's a similar concept. So it's very Star Wars comic-y, or Star Wars-y. There's a comment here, Timothy Warren.
Yeah, Timothy says, did anyone else get a DA letter besides you guys and Sean? I don't know if Sean got one, and I don't know if anyone else got one, and I don't know what a DA letter is. Maybe you mean a CND letter.
CND letter, probably. Now I can't make that comment go away. Other people have, yeah. I know Jason Connolly got a CND, not from Common though, but from Dan Mendoza not so long ago. And that is an interesting case. But yes, Pharaoh Kane also got a CND from Coffin Comics a while back. Melinda's Comics obviously got a CND last year from Coffin. The Dan Mendoza one, I'll touch on that real quick. It was very similar, okay? And Dan and Brian are business partners. They run campaigns together. They're all involved, as a lot of these guys are. They're all involved with each other. Not a lot. They all are. Any of the Wheeler haters are like, they hang out together and they prop each other's business up, but they crap on ours. But Dan Mendoza had the same thing too. He served on Jason Connolly for Living Dead Girl and said that Jason needed to change the skin color of her character. Well, that's what the result was, anyways. That Jason did comply, and he changed the skin color of his character from white. I believe it was white, or maybe it was white. I'm not positive on that, but to blue. Maybe it was green or something. Maybe it was supposed to be like Zombie Tramp. Maybe that's why, or whatever. But they changed it to blue. So my question is, how in the world can you just go around and some creators are like, "Hey, I don't like what you did because I want that to be mine and only mine. You go ahead and change your character's skin color for me because I think so."
Yeah, it's really tough to say that you own like a skin color or a character type. I mean, there's so many out there. Like in our response letter, I listed all these characters, and that's just some of them that have white skin and white hair. And it's not just like limited to Marvel or DC either. I mean, there's also indie publishers out there that have tons of them too. And to say, well, oh well, it looks like a hot chick, and then she's got white skin and white hair, so I can't really have that. It's like, dude, come on, what are you doing, man? Like, how greedy do you have to fucking be?
Yeah,
To,
exactly. Like, what the hell are you doing? You can't go around and be like, "Oh,
you're
change
not
her
like
skin
fucking
color."
Walmart, dude. You're not gonna own the color blue.
Yeah,
Just not.
right? Yeah,
You're
Walmart can
not.
do that. Walmart has a
Walmart can
trademark on a
own the
specific
color blue. Yeah,
color blue, but you ain't
you can't.
Walmart.
You can't, dude.
That's a
It's
very
not
good
gonna.
comparison.
It's not gonna work. And that's
And
like and you can look that up. That shade of blue that Walmart uses, like that's their shade of blue. They own it.
yes, Walmart owns a specific shade. It's like a Pantone of this value, this value, this value, so it prints the same everywhere. It is their specific
Yep,
shade of blue. And then
they own it.
Amazon, didn't they also do that
Yeah,
with
but
a
yellow,
color?
yellow.
Yellow. Yeah. So there's a very specific Pantone color that they own. Yes. But
Mm.
again, that's Walmart and Amazon. Are Coffin Comics and Dan Mendoza Walmart and Amazon? No. No, they're not. And that's just competing competition. So what if your character has the same skin color as my character? Are we racist here? Like there should be there
You
should be things of many characters with the same different color skin color. Come
you
on.
you can own colors in specific instances. I don't mean like completely 100% over like the broad spectrum, but there are instances in regards to like advertisement and stuff where you can file a trademark on a very specific certain color that you had created. I mean, that's been done. Just
You know
like
what?
Monsanto owns corn or seeds. Like, I mean, there's like a specific strain of corn. Like they don't own all corn, but like there's a genetic profile of corn that they own. And if you try to tell them that they don't, and you will be without a farm.
And maybe that's Coffin Comics' answer. All right, then go pick a Pantone skin color that you then force all of your colorists to comply by, and then
No,
you
there you
can
go.
own that skin color. But as of right now, that color does not belong to you. You can't stifle everybody else's
That's
creativity and
right.
innovation
But
because
see,
they
it
have.
would also be only that color. Like it
Yeah,
couldn't be multiple colors. It would be only that color. Like they'd have the RGB profile and shit.
yeah. And then, I mean, that would be ridiculous too. That's a headache. He wouldn't really want to do that. If he did, he'd be crazy. But this whole thing is just ridiculous. Ben Dunn's video I wanted to go over too, because that was very interesting. Not specifically Larry's show and You know, Larry, for people on my channel who don't know, Larry broke his truce. It took
Who?
about
Larry?
0.2 seconds.
You know what?
Yeah, but
He is pretty fucking cute
done
because most bitches are.
there you go. But Ben Dunn on his own channel, which Larry does. Oh yeah, he does EFAP, but on his channel. That was an interesting video.
It was.
Messi is like a nice guy. He really does. And we didn't get his campaign kicked off, no matter how much they want to throw that at
Where it
us.
says that's illegal.
Yeah. Can we Google search it?
Maybe we need to Google search it.
But I do not agree with the Tomorrow Girl sexualization, the underage thing. That was Kickstarter who said that, not me. I commented on Kickstarter saying that on what they posted. I had no idea about the campaign before that.
Where it says that's illegal.
Yeah. Can we Google search it?
I guess maybe it's not illegal, Mindy.
I don't think it is. No, hell no, it's not. It's silly. It's so silly. And you know, this whole you have to kiss the ring is just a bit ridiculous. It's nothing but stifling competition, and if you can't see that as an indie creator, then you're just stupid. Sorry. Sorry. But you can't go around to your competition and say, I can dictate what you do. That's called killing competition. That's manipulating the market in a very loose term, by going around and bullying your competition, intimidating them, and shutting their creations down just because you don't want to compete with them. You don't want to have any competitors. So you're going to go try to influence the market and manipulate it with your influence. That's wrong. That's wrong. And if he files on us, great. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's go through it all. I'm not scared. If he doesn't, okay. Then I guess parodies are okay, aren't they? And people besides us can do them too. Maybe they won't feel so intimidated when Brian goes around and tries to serve him with a cease and desist, or anyone, or Dan Mendoza, because that's not ethical. You should be able to have a character with white skin, or blue skin, or green skin, and white hair. You should have whatever kind of character you want. That doesn't belong to anybody, the skin color. That's so dumb. Anyways, you're not talking much, so now I feel like I gotta talk much. Are we gonna EFAP this thing or what?
All right, here we go. I got it ready to go. I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the EFAP stuff. It's so tiring to just go through this shit with Larry again. Anyway, all right, here we go.
Everybody is not interested in the Acolyte.
I'm gonna watch it after this program.
Larry wants to watch it, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I might come on. I'm gonna do the review show tomorrow, Jay. So if you're around and you want to be on the review show, I'm gonna fucking either tell you it's great, I'm gonna tell you it's mid, or I'm gonna tell people it sucks. It's all going down tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta make YouTube content too, so yeah, I gotta watch it. So
we all gotta make YouTube.
What is that?
This is Minnie Wheeler's latest post.
Oh,
okay. So I just stumbled upon this. It is entitled "The Lower Echelon." She says, in today's episode of Get to Know My Trolls, Justin Hunt. So she's picking on Justin Hunt right now. Artist for Coffin Comics, Nairobi, and personality mentored by Brian Pulido, according to him. Also apparently claims we offered him an exclusive contract. Never happened. He's not that good. Mad at our critique of Tyndall and Liefeld's work, Russ Cassidy, who works with me, by the way, so you might want to put Russ Cassidy, Niobe pre-press guy in there, by the way. Also, Niobe interior cover designer in there, by the way. Okay. You're forgetting a couple of Russ's titles here. You know, me and Russ I was talking with Russ today. Great guy. And Russ Cassie, artist and manager for Counterpoint, a business partner of Coffin Comics. Yeah, Counterpoint just recently ran the Evangeline Kickstarter for Marat.
Yeah, the Evangeline Kickstarter, the one that Rob Liefeld had to have Marat Michaels do because he is over 10 years late on a book and has not fulfilled it. And that's on 2 platforms. Dude basically took $50,000 and stole it from all of the fans. That's very nice of Rob.
For Marat Michaels and Rob Liefeld. Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently, so here's the stuff that Justin's done. That's a beautiful cover. In fact, we used that cover, by the way, for the Niobe Origins release with Antarctic Press.
Okay. It's decent cover art. It looks like the color is saved his ass.
Okay. That was the exact cover we used.
Yep.
Gorgeous cover. So apparently,
hey, wait a second. Isn't
pause
that
for a second.
Isn't that
Yes.
a do you poo
Yes,
homage
that guy.
to
Yes. Look,
Lady Death #1?
pause for a second. Go up and look at those covers, which is so. No, just yeah. Okay, there you go. So, it's funny he says this is me picking on Justin because
Homage covers. Are those homage covers? Are
yes,
those?
I finished. Yes, this is them. And I was
Well,
showing how they were coming to troll.
I don't know of any statute that says you cannot, homage something. If I was on the jury and I looked at that, I would probably say, well, it's awfully close, but what you have to tell me what it means. It's an homage. I could look at it and say, well, that's a parody cover to me.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ben.
Okay, so stop. So Justin, this is the history of this. Justin, cover artist for Lady Death, Niobe, who claimed to me that Brian Polito took him under his wing and personally mentored him. And all this was months ago. Justin did a Boobs 2 cover for us that we did not use. And that's because of Justin going behind our backs and trashing us to the coffin crowd.
Well, no, that wasn't it. That wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. The character he drew was too fucking fat. And I told you to get a hold of him and tell him we couldn't use that character because it was too fat and it didn't look like our character. And then you went to go contact him, and then he fucking blocked you or something and ghosted us.
Well, and I was gonna see if maybe we could try to use it if we change the hair color.
No, she's too fat. Drew her like a fucking fat girl.
I know that was your opinion, and I also agreed after looking at it again. But I was going to see if maybe we talked about it, and I believe I had messaged him specifically about the hair color, though, because we were going to see if maybe we could try. I remember I was trying to see, and I think we had discussed that and agreed to that. But then he was ignoring me, and I was trying to get a hold of him, and he was ignoring me. Next thing I know, he's on like talking with Sean Adachko and all them when Sean was mad at me. I think it might have been at the same time that yeah, it was with Larry. It might have probably been around the time of the Margaret Robbie cover. It was October, I believe, last October. And he's sitting there talking this trash. Oh, I worked for the Wheelers. I don't want to be associated with them. They're so mean. They
never worked for us.
And well, he did that cover, but we never published it. And I'm glad we didn't because
I thought you were talking about Russ Cassidy. Never mind.
No, Justin Hunt.
Yeah,
and
Justin
so
Hunt.
This was clipping his messages of that. And so that was the last time I saw him, and I didn't even confront him. I was like, yeah, he's a jerk. I just let him go, and my mind forgot all about his existence. Now, 3 days ago now, he's creeping in my profile because I'm getting swarmed by friend requests from people who are associated with Brian trying to troll my page, which is so funny because it's public. So it doesn't even matter if they're my friend or not. They can see everything anyway, but they're so dumb. They think they got to be my friend, and they're friend requesting me to get the scoop. And he's one of them. And he tries to sneak on my page, and I'm not friend requesting. I'm not accepting it. And then he kind of like maybe figures out, okay, I can see these. But so then he starts commenting. He comments on an AI piece, and he's like, yeah, that's totally AI. Like he's just, I've been here all the time. And I responded. I said, what the hell are you doing on my feed? And he just went quiet. He didn't say shit. I responded again, like, "Oh, you think you can slyly come on here, huh? That's pretty funny." And then he hasn't said anything back. So that's what this me catching this was. So by Larry trying to say I'm attacking Justin, I am showing Justin being a two-faced trash talker, troll of ours, trying to come troll me with the rest of the swarm crowd. That's why I said they're my
And
trolls.
I
And
don't
Russ has been
understand
doing this
why Larry
months.
takes it so personally either. When it comes to like other people, like I mean, why does he
Because
care
he
what
has
we
no
say
one.
about Justin or Russ?
He's got nobody in life. He's got no source of happiness. I guess
Yeah,
they're his whole thing, his whole pyramid. But
I
yes, that is
guess.
a Lady Death homage. That is the one done by Marat Michaels. Marat Michaels is Counterpoint. And Russ runs not only those campaigns, but I've seen him involved in other people's campaigns, like Isaac Bell, I think it was. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
His Yeah, the newest adopted star child of Coffin that now is
Yeah.
doing stuff with Lady Death covers, even though like last year he was so behind, he didn't even know he was being swindled by a publisher for like 4, 5, 6 months and was late on his campaign. He went from that much of a newbie in this game to now he's working with Coffin like that. And I wonder if that's because of our interaction with Isaac and they might have seen that and that gravitated them towards it. That made him hireable. Do you see? Because
Maybe, I don't know.
oh, you hate the Wheelers. You got Beppa with the Wheelers. But anyways, Russ Cassidy, he's not only like I pulled up those covers from I don't even remember where, but that's a
I know Russ and
covers.
Marat have worked together for a very long time.
Yeah. But that's a Star Wars one. If you see the one on the left, it's a Poodleorian.
Yeah.
So they're doing a parody of Star Wars right there. And his profile picture is a baby Yoda wearing "Do You Poo" on the hat. So apparently they like Star Wars. Star Wars parody is cool, but them,
Yeah.
it's not ours.
So I was talking with Russ today. Great guy. Russ Cassie, artist and manager for Counterpoint, a business partner of Coffin Comics. Yeah, Counterpoint just recently ran the Evangeline Kickstarter.
A business partner.
For Marat Michaels and Rob Liefeld. Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently, so here's the stuff that Justin's done. That's a beautiful cover. In fact, we used that cover, by the way, for the Niobe Origins release with Antarctic Press. Okay. That was the exact cover we used.
Yep.
Gorgeous cover. So apparently, this is a get to know Mindy's Trolls. So on October 23rd, Justin Hunt had said, I did a cover for the Wheelers about 2 years ago. They called and sent messages about other artists. They attacked Rob Liefeld and Jamie Tyndall and others. I had to unfriend them and block them to get away from their negativity and drama. I didn't even want to be remotely connected to them. I have been across from Jamie before, and I have one of his original art that I watched him draw. Also, a lot of us don't like, and I'm assuming that's going to be the Wheelers. They got Russ Cassidy screenshot here saying, Larry, they aren't a couple of the team. Aren't they the couple that teamed up with Pops Van Zandt and tried to start their own crowdfunding platform? Yes, they were. It was called indiecrowdfund.com, and it bombed horribly. They wanted creators to sign up with them exclusively. Yeah, they tried. And then when you didn't, they attacked you, right? Yeah, sort of. And then I was thinking, what caused your big riff with them the first go around? So what happened was Mike Wheeler fudged numbers on the Boobs campaign. He had the only campaign that was raised $10,000. All other campaigns on.
We never offered an exclusive contract to anybody, by the way. There's so many lies. It's hard to just pick them all apart. It would take too long. But
Hang on.
it's funny how they say it bombed because Larry was the one trolling it into the ground. So it's funny how they always do that. They make it seem like it's our failure, but when in reality, they were sitting there actively, maliciously taking it down.
Yeah. I don't care. All right, that's good right there.
And whatever else he
All
said.
right,
I'm
hang
sure
on,
he
hang on,
lies
hang on,
like
hang on.
every 5
Hang
seconds.
on, Mindy, hang on.
All right.
Wheelers about 2 years ago. They called and sent messages about other artists. They attacked Rob Liefeld and Jamie Tyndall and others. I had to unfriend them and block them to get away from their negativity and drama. I didn't even want to be remotely connected to them. I have been across from Jamie before, and I have one of his original art that I watched him draw. Also, a lot of us don't like, and I'm assuming that's going to be the Wheelers. They got Russ Cassidy screenshot here saying, Larry, they aren't a couple of the team. Aren't they the couple that teamed up with Pops Van Zandt and tried to start their own crowdfunding platform? Yes, they were. It was called indiecrowdfund.com, and it bombed horribly. They wanted creators to sign up with them exclusively. Yeah, they tried. And then when you didn't, they attacked you, right? Yeah, sort of. And then I was thinking, what caused your big rift with them the first go around? So what happened was Mike Wheeler fudged numbers on the boobs campaign. He had the only campaign that was raised $10,000. All other.
Okay, so fudge numbers on the boobs campaign. Only campaign that had $10,000 on it. Okay, so now we're going to come over here real quick. And we're going to look at this.
I know what you can do. Yeah, for real. I agree with this.
Okay, so and you guys, well, I have to excuse me. I just started a whole bunch of new medications, so I'm like extremely calm right now. This shit's got me fucked up in a good way. All right, so present. Let's go stop screen share, and we're gonna go over here to fund my comic. Okay. Now, I want you guys to look at these numbers here. These are just average run-of-the-mill indie guys who, you know, I'm sure they're doing their best, but they're putting out all this stuff, and you know, some of it's good, some of it's not. There's an argument to be made that some of it shouldn't be made, and that's where the free market kind of decides. So if you're in a group of, say, you know, 30, 40 creative people, and how many people do you think are going to be successful out of those 30, 40 people? You know, maybe 5%, maybe. That's generous.
I don't know. You know what's the even
Now,
big
hang
companies
on.
are using Kickstarter now. Go
I'm
ahead.
not done. Okay. So if you look at the amounts here, look at this, 524. Now, is this a book that should be made? I don't know. It's kind of debatable. Look at this book. A little bit better art, you know, decent, and $10,000. Okay, yeah. But how common is it really to see, you know, 10,000 here, 5,000 there, $343, $1,800, $285. You know, it's see, $2,200, $500, $56. And that looks cool, you know. I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to back that, but it looks like Marcus deciding $170. So because I went on and I made money with mine. I fudged the numbers, right?
That's what he said. That's a claim. Careful your soundbite.
That's what he said. And if you go look at our Kickstarter for the very same book that he's talking about, what does that say? He's claiming I fudged the numbers on 10,000. Okay, it's $10,000. That's $27,929. I'm fudging the numbers on 10. How did I make 27 on Kickstarter? 28 almost. It's a few dollars shy of 28,000.
And, you know, this has been proven recently that people can go on a brand new platform on their first campaign and bring their following there and make 11,000. Fawn Coleman just did it.
I told Larry that he was crazy, that he didn't want to get behind the indie crowdfund platform because we were going to make a crowdfunding platform that would offer comic shops the ability to buy crowdfunded books at 50% or less, and they would sell more books. That was the whole point of it. I wanted the retailers to get in, set up an account, and get 50% off of anything at the crowdfunding site. That way, more units would move. We would expand everything. No. And I told him, I said, you know, you've got 200 backers. I said, that's pretty fucking cute, but it doesn't mean nothing. 200 backers don't mean shit. And look at me. I've got 526 backers right there. 526 backers. You know what that means? It means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. When you look at the amount of books that they're moving in the comic shops for, like Batman Monthly or Flash Monthly, 500 backers. That's a joke. It's nothing. 200 backers is a joke. It's nothing. You know, I mean, it's helpful to get your print run out there, but when it comes down to it, I mean, are you really building a name for yourself?
You know what?
Can I check
He is
in?
pretty fucking cute because most bitches are.
Well, also, this was interesting to note that this was before Larry was published with Antarctic Press with Ben Dunn. And he apparently took our advice anyways and looked at getting published, because that's what we were saying, is that it helps to get in shops. It's good to support the shops. You get more eyes on your products. It helps you succeed. You know, it's any more eyes are good than just Kickstarter being the only platform. That was really the argument. And then he went on, after he trolled us into the ground, to go get published with Antarctic Press. So apparently what we said, even though at the time we were so evil for saying it, resonated somewhere, because then he went and got published and got in shops.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I think he was talking to Ben for quite some time before that site came up. And I think he was kind of inching his way into getting published before all of that happened.
Well, I don't
I'm
know,
pretty
but
sure.
that still
All
doesn't
other
change the
campaigns on the
point.
site had less than $100. He said that one comic book shop in Vegas bought 1,000 copies of boobs. Bullshit. Comic book shops don't even buy 100 copies of.
The guy had 3 locations. He has one location in Las Vegas. He has two other in California. And I've said this before. I've never said the name of the shop publicly. I know the name of the shop. Now, you're saying that you guys supposedly sent somebody over there or whatever, and it's a hole in the wall shop. Okay, what's the name of the shop? You tell me the name of the shop. Tell me what it is, Larry. Tell me.
Copies of Batman anymore. Okay, let alone 1,000 copies of some shitty penthouse looking fucking trash mag. On top of that, they had a payment processor, Stripe. We all heard of Stripe. Well, apparently Stripe had pulled out, and the only way this was going to work now is everything had to go through Mike Wheeler's personal PayPal account. So your money would go to Mike's bank
Remember, it wasn't
account, and then
personal.
be up to Mike, who we saw who's a charming personality, would have to distribute your funds fairly to you, and none of us trust him to do that. So guys like myself and John Della Rose and a few others all upped and said, fuck you, we're not doing it. No one came to his site. They ended up shutting it down, and we gotten the blame for it ever since. That's the real basic history of how shit started with me and the Wheelers. And it's just been compiling ever since. Okay. So now you want to go pick on people that work with me or work with Brian. You know, I mean, really, you know, they're big enemies right now is Lady Death and Niobe. That's who the Wheelers hate right now. You know what I mean?
I don't hate Niobe. I could care
Good
less
for
about
you.
people.
I love showing this stuff live. Keep it coming. You know what I mean? That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah, man, that sucks, man.
This is this is comics, right? You know, people wonder why I pop off. People, CBR, Comic Book Resources, fairly large and well-known comic book news site, is now reporting on this.
Oh,
And we're
let's
going to
read
do
it.
a pre-recorded segment, right? Meow. So here we go. Steamy Star Wars parody lands creators in hot water.
Curators.
Lady Death creator and Coffin Comics founder Brian Pulido.
You know, it's not hard to say the word creator. Creator. Creator.
Sure.
Creator. Not crater. It's not difficult.
Pulido places cease and desist on indie Star Wars parody Kickstarter campaign. Per Comics Illustrated, which is the Wheeler shitty magazine, indie comics creators Mike and Mindy Wheeler were served because of their Kickstarter campaign for a parody comic called, get this, Star Wars.
Right.
The cease and desist was issued by Mark H. Wise of Wise and Moy PC, who is representing Pulido and Coffin Comics. So real fucking lawyers here, okay?
Real
Ooh,
fucking
so
lawyers.
scary. Real
In
real
the order,
scary.
Pacific social media posts made by the Wheelers are called out for their mention of their character, Lady Darth, as well as the phrase,
Because we all know real lawyers aren't humans. They're gods of the law, right? Like you know, they're these people that are on the throne, and you have to worship them, and they know everything. They know everything about everything all the time, and they're infallible. These people are the most upstanding people on the planet, right? Like they never make mistakes. They would never lie. They would never write anything that shouldn't be written.
They would never intimidate anybody else for,
Oh
a wrongful
no.
cause.
Oh
Oh,
no.
yeah. Oh, no. Just, we should all just listen to what we're told, right?
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time. 100% of the time.
So,
And
mm.
unfortunately, where is it?
I love that show Breaking Bad. That's just a perfect example of what I'm
Oh,
sure
it got
sort of goes down in real
deleted.
life. What got deleted?
Oh, that whole the thing that I was about to play. It's sad.
I'm sorry.
Oh well. But yeah, they're infallible people.
plus the phrase,
Yeah, sure.
Pulido, eat your heart out, quote unquote. The order also references a Lady Death #1 homage cover posted by Wheeler on Facebook, along with the claim that homage covers are not fair. Now, this is what Brian Pulido said in his letter, okay? And Ben, I really need you to weigh in on this one. Homage, yeah, because everyone's asking about this now. This is the hot topic, okay? Homage covers are not considered fair use. They are derivative work and therefore illegal. Homage covers requires permission from the copyright holder, quote unquote, in a legal document sent by Brian Pulido.
In a legal document. It's not a legal document. It's a letter. That's why they call it a cease and desist letter. It's not a legal document. It's not sent by the court. It's not signed by a judge. Just because a lawyer writes on something doesn't make it a legal document. It doesn't. Okay. It's very important you understand this.
Brian Pulido's lawyer. So that means if I wanted to say, do a homage cover of Ninja High School #1 and use Niobe characters in it, right? Do that. Technically, by the letter of the law, I have to contact Ben, according to Brian Pulido, get his permission. Because if that's true, then we're all fucking guilty because we've all fucking done it without contacting anybody. You know what I mean? Ben, is this true? Is this legal? Is this illegal? What do you make of that statement?
Well, first of all, I'm not a copyright lawyer, so I have no idea whether it's legal or illegal. He doesn't cite any, statute or law or citation, so I have no idea. whether that is correct or not. Now, if I were an attorney, I would ask, what do you mean by homage? Okay, I mean, the word homage seems to be the sticking point as to what exactly do you mean by that. Now, if you mean homage is an exact copy of...
Okay. Now, whenever you're in a courtroom, they're going to give you a set of legal definitions. Okay. This isn't up to interpretation. Okay. Unlike all of these little lefty liberals that think definitions are flexible and can be turned into something that it's not. You can't do that in a courtroom. They're going to sit there and say, okay, well, this right here, a homage means exactly this. They're not going to say, well, what do you think it means? What do we want it to mean today? What can we make it mean tomorrow?
This is
They're
very
not gonna,
true.
They're not going to do that. You know, they're not going to say, well, what do you think it means? Well, what does it mean to you? No. The judge will give you the definition of homage, and that's what it fucking means. And he's going to get the definition from a dictionary.
Of a particular, thing, then it may be illegal. But if you're making a parody,
it's not going to may be illegal. It's going to either be legal or illegal. There's no may be illegal.
parody of a homage of a cover, then that may not fall under that thing.
There's no may not fall under that. There are clear and concise definitions that we all adhere to. That's what it's going to be.
The thing about the law is that every word means something.
Oh, really?
And when you go
just a second ago, Ben, you were saying maybe it means something, that it may be illegal. So which is it? Is it maybe illegal or is it illegal? Does that word mean this or does it mean something else?
Go into a court, then you have to say, well, what exactly do you mean by homage? Okay, what
again, you're not going to get someone's opinion on the definition. They will look up the definition and that's what it means. You don't go to court and fight over opinions.
What does homage mean to you?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the meaning of the word homage? What does that mean to you as a person?
What the fuck?
That's a very good point that I did not catch before.
What does it
Very good
mean to you
observation.
as a person? What are we doing? Gender assignment surgery on the fucking law now?
That's a very good point. Yes. I think Ben had the most accurate points out of all of them. If that's, and in light of this, you make a very good point. So, I mean, Larry has no idea about the law. The same lawyers Justin had send you the Justin Hunt.
No, I think he's talking about Brunel.
Brunel.
Dustin Brunel. Yeah, he sent us a
Oh.
C&D.
That's right, he did.
Yeah.
And what did we say to that,
Larry.
Mike? What did we say to that, Mike?
I replied back to it and I said, dude, you can kiss my ass and I will tell you that off is the direction in which you can fuck.
That's right. And
this is probably how he lost
that.
Chaos Comics back in the day because he was and still is inexperienced and dumb. Yes.
I don't think he's very smart.
Agree with
this is true. I do not think that he's the smartest individual.
Okay. But we're not even talking about him right now. We're talking about Mr. Ben Dunn. And you know, he's old, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of leeway. I'm not gonna fucking ride his ass too hard.
Person.
I'm going to show you what it means to Brian Polito.
What does it mean is in the law, in the eyes of the law? What does the word homage mean?
There, that's the first smart
so
thing.
that's
you said,
where the
man.
sticking point is. Now, he may be totally right that it could be illegal, but
there's no could be illegal, Ben. There's no could be. It's either legal or it's not. There is no walking the line. Do you think running a red light could be illegal? No, it's fucking illegal. Do you think driving 80 in a fucking 20-mile-an-hour school zone could be illegal? No.
he has to define what the word homage is.
Well, I'm going to show you what they're thinking.
Brian doesn't have to define shit. The judge will define it for you.
Is illegal, okay?
Well, who's thinking it's illegal?
Brian Polito, because that's in Brian Polito's legal letter to Mike Wheeler.
Well, as far as I know, Brian,
it's not a legal letter. It's a letter.
Yeah,
not a lawyer. Okay,
no,
so
but he had a lawyer write that up. Like that is a cease and desist from Brian Polito's lawyer.
Wrote that up, then he has to cite where it says that's illegal.
Can we Google search it?
Exactly.
Someone's going to have to.
And
because that's in Brian Polito's letter.
Oh, his lawyers did Google search a bunch of stuff, because if you go right here and you go to Google, I will stop sharing this real quick, and I'll put this on a shit. His lawyers did Google search stuff. They did, and they shouldn't, because they're fucking lawyers and they should know the law, especially if you're like copyright lawyers. That's a big thing. Okay, so what you do is you come right in here and you go, R homage covers legal.
This is what looks like they did. It's almost
And
word for word.
you just read their letter, right? You just read their letter. What does that say?
That's a legal document on Google, Mike. You found a legal document on Google.
Homage is not fair use and would be a derivative work and illegal. Contact the artist and ask for permission. If I do a homage to someone's famous cover, will I get sued? Okay, so that's exactly what his attorney said, right?
They changed one word. They took out the last sentence of asking the artist for permission, and they just basically copied and pasted, except for maybe one. Yeah, it was word for word. It looks copied and pasted.
Now, if you add that word in there, see what it says.
Well, you should just do his parody legal. Yeah, it's parody legal. Because who's to dictate how parody is done?
There you go.
You can't dictate someone, oh, well, you can't do that. That's not
There you go, right
creative
here.
enough.
A parody of a copyrighted work can qualify as fair use, which means you don't need the copyright owner's permission.
There you go.
As long as you make it a parody, you change it and make fun of it and make it a parody, it is 100% legal. Right there.
There you go. There you go. You're a lawyer, Mike.
That's exactly what they did. They copied from Google. Yep. See, they fucking copied it from Google. What kind of fucking lawyers is he hiring? That's it. It's right there. Anyway, let's get back to this shit.
Polito's letter to Mike Wheeler that homage covers are illegal. They're not derivative work, and therefore you require copyright holder. And the reason why Brian Polito had sent that is because of the image of Mike Wheeler doing an homage cover to Lady Death #1 with his character fucking Darth fucking.
Well,
But it wasn't just an homage cover. The book is a parody book. So I can do whatever cover I want on that parody book. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be a homage. It could be anything. It's completely legal.
fucking
well, okay. So if he did an homage cover, okay, I don't know when he did
On a parody book.
that.
I'm going to show it to you right now.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. Okay, so if he did that homage, when did he do it? Okay, that's very important.
It's not
Because-
important. It doesn't matter when the fuck I did it. I could have done it last year. I could have done it yesterday. I could have done it tomorrow. A parody is 100% legal all the time. Time frames don't matter.
If it's recent, okay, if he just did that recently, okay, then Brian Pino may have a case.
May have. All these guys remind me of those dudes that just sit in jail and just talk about each other's cases, and they all know exactly what the verdict's going to be, and they all know how much time they're going to get, and they all know when they're going to get released, and they all know everything. They just know it all. They know it all. They don't even know what fucking time it is, but they can tell you when they're going to get out and what the charge is going to be and how much your fine is. But they can't tell you the fucking time to save their lives. I made it a point a long time ago to never trust anybody that don't know what fucking time it is.
Case, but if they had done that, a month ago or a year ago and didn't say anything, okay, then it might be more tricky, to because he didn't say anything at that time.
Well, no, this was just recently done for this campaign.
Okay, so if it's recent, yes, it could be. He may look at that, but in the eyes of the law, would a jury look at that and say, "Is that an homage cover?" Okay, and again, you have to define what the word homage is.
Well, it looks pretty close to the Lady Death #1. It's got the Lady Death font. It's got her in the
and
same
again,
position.
you have to convince the law.
Okay, but right now I'm just trying to convince you.
What's this? If it was made a month ago, what difference would that have made?
Nothing. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Oh,
we
we
got
got a
some
super chat. Here we go. Jude
Cute.
Duvall. You want to know the funny thing? If someone made a comic with a character that looks similar to Death, and they said they were inspired by Lady Death, Brian Polito can't. Oh, you must have got cut off. That's fine. There we go. I'll keep reading. It's fine. Can't really do anything as long as the character isn't called Lady Death. Right. But see, he's going so far as to say that he owns and is in control of basically all characters with white skin, with white hair. I'm pretty shocked right now that he doesn't go after all the characters that have swords or bikinis. Like, why isn't he going after all the ones with bikinis?
That's a good point.
It's
Or the Grim Reaper thing.
Yeah, it's
the
crazy.
scythe.
The scythe, yeah.
Scythe.
Or
Thank you.
or no, it's what is it? A sickle? It's a sickle, I think.
That could be. Well, they're both tools,
Mm-hmm.
but I forget which one is which.
Pretty sure. Well, sickle might be
It's
handheld.
ridiculous. Yeah, you're right. It might be a sickle. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean that's true. That's absolutely right, Jude. All right.
And people are just
Well,
taking it. These
I can
creators
look
like
at
Larry,
that.
they're like
As-
accepting this as their reality. Like, oh yeah, we can be told what to do. In fact, we like sucking dick. It's great.
Oh, another super chat
This is what
for
we love
$2.
to
Like
he
my
did.
cousin Lee said, I think he's just trying to shake you down for money.
Yeah,
It's
someone on my
possible.
Twitter said that. They said, and then maybe he'll try to go after us for licensing rights later. I haven't had a chance to respond yet.
Oh, I don't care. And, this is a no-win scenario for this guy. If he comes after us and wins just by fucking some weird chance, let's just play it out, right? Okay, so now everybody can only do homage covers if they're on Brian's good side, right? And
Right?
so basically, the homage covers just completely stop. They stop. How many artists is that going to affect? Do you think? How much creativity do you think that's going to stifle, like nationwide?
You're stifling the freedom of expression. You're stomping all over the First Amendment. What are you? What are you doing? So you could line your pockets? It's ridiculous.
I don't understand.
It's very greedy.
If I was on the jury and I looked at that, I would probably say, well, it's awfully close, but what you have to tell me what it means is an homage. I could look at it and say, well, that's a parody cover to me. It just depends on what the lawyer says, how convincing a lawyer is to a jury.
At least Ben Dunn's on our side and thinks that's a parody cover. That's nice.
Or to a judge. And like I said, it's hard. I mean, you can say anything you want, okay, really, and but you have to back it with some sort of. You got to back it with some evidence. You got to back it with the letter of the law, okay. And as far as I know, and like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so don't hold me to this. I don't know of any statute that says you cannot homage something, because I mean, you can sue anybody for anything, really, to be honest. And a lot of people don't realize that what the Wheelers are doing are actually pretty strategic. Okay, this is what may happen, and I'm just guessing. Okay, I'm only speculating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
what do you think's going to happen?
They got the cease and desist. Okay, they're fighting it, knowing full well that any type of litigation that goes forward is going to take years, literally years.
Wow, I didn't think of that.
And
Not necessarily.
Okay, so let's
but
say
that's not good for them, and I'm going to tell you why.
Because that's not good for anybody.
But in particular for them, and I'll tell you why. That's not their strategy. That's not why they're doing it, because it's going to take years. That actually works against them. Hold on now. And here's the reason why: because they want to run on Kickstarter. And if there's a copyright or trademark dispute in place, Kickstarter won't lift them on. They've already done it to the other guy that Brian Polito fucking sent the C&D letter to 2 months ago, Jason Conley. His Kickstarter, even after it was funded, was fucking taken down, and no one got any money because the ownership of the IP was in fucking question.
Well, that doesn't matter to them. Okay, what matters to them.
It doesn't matter at all. I don't even care. Let them take it down. I hope they file. All that's going to do is create even more controversy and get more people to see what a piece of shit Brian is.
For real.
I hope it does. I hope he pulls the trigger. I really do. I hope he pulls the trigger and does it and takes my Kickstarter down. I hope he continues to harass us, because I will file litigation immediately. I mean, fucking immediately. I hope he does.
Matters to them.
Getting money certainly matters to them, because that's the only way.
Hey, I want to hear what Big got to say, though.
Think about this for a minute. Okay, they're getting a lot of publicity. They're getting a lot of people with eyeballs on them now. They don't have to do Star Wars, okay? They can do something else. And they can say, look, we're just trying to be.
That's not going to happen, Ben. We're going to go forward with this campaign just like we normally would. And if they do try to take this one down, we're going to run on Fund My Comic. And we've already talked to Luke Stone, and Luke Stone will not be intimidated. He will not pull the plug. And we will send an update and tell all the backers on Kickstarter to go over there. And we will proceed just like we normally would. So, I mean, it's not going to work either way.
Yeah, and that's not
they
going to
get
look
all
very
these
good on
people with their
Brian.
eyeballs on.
It's not. All that's going to do is create
Yeah.
a bigger media presence. It's going to have more people look at this. It's going to make it bigger. It's going to get even bigger. And people are going to notice. They're going to start taking notice. And they're going to go to him and they're going to say, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, do you realize the damage you're going to be doing to the indie comic book community when you're doing shit like this, trying to control skin color? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, the big guys do parodies and homages too. It's a serious no-win situation, which makes me, I mean, again, reflect on the lack of brain power happening with Brian. That he shouldn't have even served us in the first place. It's a dumb move on his part.
we got Jade with $2 says, you might have a better chance at Indiegogo, good or bad. You know, Indiegogo is a great platform. However, they are beheld to their corporate masters, just like everybody else. Fund My Comic. I can get on Facebook right now, send a message, and I can get a hold of Luke Stone. I can call Luke Stone on his cell phone and say, hey, Luke, what's going on? How's it going, buddy?
Yeah.
I can't do that with Indiegogo. Okay. And Luke will not bend. He's already had people try to take shit down off his site before. He's been served letters, and he just will tell them to pound rocks. He does not care. So, yeah. Indiegogo doesn't give a damn. Just ask EVS. That might be true, but I don't want to risk it. I'd rather do Fund My Comic and be able to get a hold of Luke. I really would.
Yeah, I agree. And I would like the idea of supporting him too.
Yeah,
for what he's doing. So
I think this could bring
would
a
rather
lot
that.
of attention to his platform. I think it could bring a lot of attention to Fund My Comic. And when people see the heat that's on us, and then Luke not bending to that amount of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to say a lot about Luke Stone. I
And
really do.
someone like Jason Connolly, he could have done the same thing. He could have gone to Fund My Comic instead of change the skin on the skin color of his character because he felt intimidated, if that's indeed what happened, which surely seems to me that it did, because why would you do that? Unless he wanted to appease them. You didn't. He could have something could happen. He could have come to Fund My Comic. It really relieves the fear. There's no reason to fear the bigger creators. There are options. Luke will support your right to free speech.
See what?
And the big guys, they go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
We are talking about you right now on stream. If you want to pop in for 5 minutes and give a good look to FMC, feel free.
Yeah, promote himself. Let's see if we can get him on here. That would be, I mean, that's really the indie comics sort of revolution that Larry keeps touting. It's not at all what he's advocating for, that people should just be quiet and bow to their masters. That's not what that means. That's not what the indie comics revolution is.
EVS and Richard C. Myers had multiple comics that were late for years, yet they launch another comic, and Indiegogo doesn't bat an eye. Meh.
Yeah.
Are
Well,
there
there's only
multiple obvious scams that were launched on Indiegogo who Indiegogo knew was a scam and did nothing to stop it? Well, see, that doesn't give me a reason to support a platform that would allow that kind of behavior, because we're not talking about scamming anybody. We're talking about standing up for the First Amendment and standing up for creators' rights. We're not talking about, doing some shady shit, going behind someone's back to do something nefarious. We're going to run an honest campaign, and we're going to fulfill that campaign like we do every single other one.
We've been doing for a
Rather
year
give
now.
it to a stand-up guy that actually gives a shit about the industry than Indiegogo, who just let scammers, I guess, persist.
Eyeballs on
Yeah.
them now, and maybe they're going to come over and support what other new campaign.
Larry, you said that too. You
Okay,
said the
so
same thing.
they're building.
It's not going to work
They're
though.
building sympathy.
No, they're
Because
not.
they're the little guy.
They haven't built sympathy with anyone.
They're trying to pass them off as the little guy. Big bad Brian Polito's.
Everyone knows the difference though, because of 15 years of bullshit. No one sees it that way.
Maybe,
but Larry, look, we just not reading the article
I'm
about
not
them
agreeing with you there.
in CBR.
Yeah,
I'm reading the article.
I'm trying to speculate. I'm trying to get into the Wheelers' mindset as to why.
But I don't think that's it at all. I think the Wheelers just want to be rebels.
Right.
It has nothing to do with, man, we're going to do this Star Horse book, and then when Brian Polito freaks out, we're going to I just don't think they're that fucking smart, Ben. You know what I mean?
You may be totally right, but I guarantee
I think they're dummies.
I will speculate that they have another campaign percolating in their heads right now. Okay, they know that Star Horse is going to be a loser. Okay, they know that.
No, I don't think they do.
I don't think it's going to be a loser
I don't think
at
it's
all.
gonna be a loser at all either.
I don't know where he's getting that.
I think that comment's gonna age badly.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate.
And
They do.
this is funny.
I don't think
maybe
they
you're
do.
right.
Go ahead.
The whole 15 years thing is already a farce. We weren't doing comics 15 years ago. That just goes to show you how they echo it, because the Beyond Wednesdays guy said that and he was wrong. And now Larry says it. And then a random troll comes onto my profile and says 15 years. It's so funny how you can see the echoes. 15 years ago, we weren't doing comics.
No.
15 years ago, Mike and I weren't even together.
No.
Dumbass. Zero research was done. Also, on our article, it talks about us already having a Fund My Comic, like, ready to go as a backup, in case Brian
you
takes Kickstarter
expect
down.
these idiots to actually read?
You
They're not
know,
going to do that.
Right,
only.
but I'm trying to.
I was just gonna say, the only thing that because I don't want to be so mean to them, that Sinopa guy, isn't that Quentin Smith? They said on the other stream that we went after his kids. That never happened. Like, the lies just are so, the force of lies is so strong with him. Ben Dunn seems like he's trying to be logical and genuine, and I appreciate that. I don't hate Ben. We didn't cancel his campaign. I do not agree with the Tomorrow Girl stuff. I think he said that he has said on Larry's stream now that he did not know that image was on there, but I still hold him responsible for that because he was the campaign creator. So I don't like, that would be like us putting that Tomorrow Girl image on our campaign and us being like, wasn't our fault.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's stupid. But I do appreciate him at least being logical here and polite, although it's all nonsense. No, I hate when people don't do their research. It's already in our article that we have a Fund My Comic campaign. You go ahead.
He's trying to give you both sides, bro.
Create a scenario where they're actually smart. Okay.
No, there's no such thing.
The thing about it is that if they were strategic and they're clever, okay, they would take that, okay, and run with it, okay, because they know any type of litigation is going to take years, literally years, okay. So, and then even if they go to discovery, which is the first step they have to take, okay, discoveries where they have to unveil everything to each side. Each side has to present their evidence in their case, and they have to go through it all. Lawyers have to go through emails. They go through. I know, believe me, it's a long, long process. Okay, and even if they go through discovery and they still continue with, and then usually, because they have to do. I don't know where state they're going to end up being in, but they have to travel to the state they're being sued in. Okay, and they have to be there in the
No,
lawyer's
that's not
office.
accurate either.
No,
That's
no,
not
no, no,
accurate.
no. He has to
He's
file
wrong.
against us here. If you sue, like the only time you can sue a business in your same state is when they have a national presence. Like you can sue Walmart. If you fell and hit your head at Walmart, you can sue Walmart in your state. You don't have to sue Little Rock, Arkansas Walmart. If you sue Whataburger for giving you food poisoning, you would file that lawsuit in Texas because they only operate within Texas. Okay. Now, say another business, for instance, Petco, you'd file in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure it's New Jersey where they're located. I could be.
I think so.
No.
We used to deliver that all the time.
That's been a thing for quite some time. Ask me how I know. I'll tell you how I know. Before we started doing comics real heavy, I was a truck driver. Everybody knows that. Well, the majority of people know that. Now, I was getting out of semi trucks, and I decided I was going to buy a badass Ford F450, and I was going to do hot shot. So I bought a flatbed trailer. It's a long, nice 32-foot trailer, and had a deck over on it. It was real good for hot shot work. About 5 or 6 runs in, I break down in right outside of Little Rock, and my engine blows. And this is like a brand new truck. Well, it wasn't brand new, but it was used. But still, it was new to me. We weren't able to pay for that repair to get a whole new motor in that thing. So we actually filed suit on the bank and the dealership that sold it to us. We had to file the lawsuit in California against the bank, and we won. They were taken off of the case, and the only one remaining was the car dealership. Now we had to file against the car dealership in Ohio because they had no national presence. You have to file against the business where they operate out of. Now, for us, happens to be in Indiana. So he would actually have to file here, and he would have to travel here.
Yeah. And he'd have to hire an Indiana attorney.
His attorney, who sent that letter, do you know why it wasn't notarized? Do you know why it was emailed instead of delivered via certified mail? I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced it, but I guarantee you probably almost the majority of you have. If you default on a credit card or something, or you get served, or you have a warrant, something happens legally, you get notified in one of 2 ways. Either one, there is a certified mail letter left for you and you have to sign for it, or a process server comes by and drops it off to you in person. And that's either done by a process service company, or it is done by a sheriff or sheriff's deputy. Okay. That's called proper service in this country. And Larry's in Niobe, so Larry's in Canada, so he has no idea what's going on up there. But here we have a thing. You have to be served properly, right? So that letter was not notarized. It was emailed. It was not delivered in proper service. Now, there is a reason for this. If in which it had been, you could have filed an ethics complaint against that attorney and got him in trouble with the bar. Why? Because the bar certifies lawyers to operate within individual states. If you're not registered in that state, you have no authority in that state. Hence, no notarizing, no proper service, because that attorney he uses is only certified in Arizona. He is not certified in Indiana. So he can't tell me to do shit over here in Indiana.
Yeah.
He can't tell me to do anything. He can't serve me. He can't sue me. He can't do shit. So get that straight.
Yep.
I'm teaching school here. I will be here all night if that's what it takes.
Lawyer's office. Okay, it's
Mr. Doug, real quick, Mr.
Or-
Doug, because
or they can arrange a Zoom call. I think they can do Zoom calls now. I'm not
Mr.
sure.
Doug, Mr. Doug, you cooking right now. Let me ask a quick little question. This is cease and desist. So at any moment, can they just stop what they're doing and move on, and they will be fine?
I can take that letter, fold it in half, wipe my ass with it, flush it down the toilet, and still be fine, Fatal J.
Or do
No.
they have to?
They have to satisfy the aggrieved party. Okay, so if Brian has said, if you stop right now, destroy all the copies, promise not to do it again, he
didn't say any of that. You didn't read either, Ben.
may be satisfied with that. Okay, or he may not be satisfied with that. You know, he may decide, okay, you have to do this, that, and the other, and pay me, you know, X number of dollars, and then I'll forgive you. Okay, I'll stop. You know, so it's really up to Brian to decide what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay, and by the Wheelers continuing to antagonize him and to confront him and to say disparaging remarks about it, just blathering off, that's not helping their case any. Okay,
I can
believe
say
me, it's
whatever
not.
I want to say
You know,
to anybody.
but
Mhm.
they may be doing this on purpose to try to drum up sympathy, and you can't underestimate people's willingness to sympathize with someone who's
Their history's too long. No one has sympathy for them.
Well, you may be right. You may be absolutely. Maybe they're overplaying their hand.
You might be
It's
right,
in
but you might be
Facebook,
wrong.
Brian. I sent to you on Facebook. We're gonna have a special guest joining us who's going to give us some more insight into the Wheelers. Okay, someone who's had personal history with them for over 15 years. His name is Brian, and he is the host of the show called Beyond Wednesdays.
Okay, come on in, brother.
Didn't I just get on that show?
You sure did. He's in
I
the
think I
chat.
saw
He
that.
says, "Great show." He says, "Shoot me a link. I'll jump on real fast." Come on in here, brother. People are
Real
like,
quick.
People,
Oh,
people,
go ahead, brother.
people are confused. They're like, "I thought you and the Wheelers were cool." Yeah, we were until I got a night letter from him the other night saying he doesn't trust me and shit. So yeah, no, screw him.
I was cool with
Believe
him
me,
until
guys, I've been through this. Okay, so yeah, I know.
that's what I was
it's
gonna ask you.
like. Hey, Brian, it's nice to see
Everything's
you.
silent now.
Nice
Everyone's
to
just
meet
like, "Whoa, the chaos has stopped." We got Brian on the show. Brian, how you doing?
Oh man, I just had that great show with that guy right there.
Yeah.
Thanks to
Law. I don't even care what he has to say.
Yeah, well, he's already wrong. Like I said, we weren't even together 15 years ago. Yeah. no doubt they got along there because being accurate and factual is not a priority for that dude either, apparently.
At
But he actually
all.
did say something important that I was actually looking forward to hearing you play. He goes on to say, which I thought was interesting. There's no personal history. He says he met you once when he went into a comic shop and you were talking
Yeah,
about
it was
after the
in Jesse
show.
James. It was in Jesse James's shop, I believe.
Oh, I don't remember this guy at all. I don't think I've ever met him.
Yeah, I
But
think he
that's
was
not
sitting in
personal
the back.
history.
He was sitting in the back and he was playing a card game or something.
Whoop-de-doo. What kind of, and that was it. That was all he had to say, except for that. Oh, and then, when stuff started, when our show started getting trolled, he said, and no comic shop in all of Arizona had anything good to say about the Wheelers. So that also goes to show his character, that he's sitting there gossiping, spreading gossip, receiving gossip, perpetuating gossip, going to multiple locations, hearing gossip, spreading gossip, perpetuating gossip. So he was part of the
Mindy
cancel
dated a
culture mob
black guy
against us.
15 years ago. I don't think so.
I did not. But yeah. I almost want you to go play that clip back, but I don't know. It might be too boring.
Nah,
It's really not
I don't
important.
care.
But that it's so funny how people ride on the hate the Wheelers train just for clout. Like there was no logical assessment of parody in any of that. Even on Larry's stream, they could have been picking apart the legal definition of parody. But
I
no,
just
it's all
think
about what we can say about the Wheelers. Go
I
ahead.
just think it's hilarious how many times Star Wars has been said in public now. I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's
starting to become a household name. That's awesome.
I think Star Horse is going to do very well. I think it's going to do very well. And I am not afraid of Brian. I do think he is trying to intimidate us. And I think right now he's trying to get the feelers from all his minions and artists who always harass us, anyways. And he's trying to see what people are saying, thinking, without saying anything himself, which I think is cowardly to begin with. But, and that's just what I think of Brian. I think he's being extremely greedy. I think he was waiting for his friends to find an opportune moment to sue us because they're all mad at us. And it was vindictive. And I don't think he has the balls. But if he does, that's fine by me. We will happily go to court and fight this.
I'll show the whole image. I don't care. All they can do is give me a strike.
Well, I can censor something for you.
There you go. Ryan Casper says 1,000 times I'm sold on this.
Isn't that cool? Hey, look, I just finished. I could maybe do a little like shine on the lips. Oh, well, I'll just send you a screenshot then.
I think it's funny how like there's shit like this going on right now.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is on
Oh, my.
Brian's latest Kickstarter. Huge fan. I pledge $300 to $600 in every campaign, and I am sworn most of what I love is homage and parody. It really sucks to hear there's drama with another creator, an indie creator featuring Lady Death. Like character, imitation, homage, and parody are all outstanding signs of flattery. Coffin is king, but there's a healthy place for the newbie creators.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just leaving this here. Freedom to all comic parodies equally. Can't we get along?
So apparently there's some people that notice.
If Brian wins, he loses. No more parodies unless you suck his dick. No more homage covers unless you suck his dick. Every creator without a mouthful of dick pissed off at him.
I love the way you talk. It's funny, but true. And you can look at all of the trolls, and every single one of them that has something bad to say has a business association or fandom of Brian.
So now parody is off limits. Down with Coffin Comics then. They can commit career suicide if they want to, I guess. They did pick an appropriate name for themselves.
They certainly did.
Yeah.
This is no secret. It's that his let me just off the top of my head, let me think about which artists have trolled us and been nasty to us and had slander against us in one way or another.
You guys are
or
all
had
the
a bad
white.
interaction.
You guys are the white Eric Julys. Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's why I always am critical of Eric July, because I'm saying, what is he fighting? Like, look at all this stuff we have to fight. Lawsuits, the showrunner in February that tried to get us kicked out of C2E2. Then we had Tyndall complain at C2E2, and then Anna said she was going to punch me at the face at C2E2. So we had to fight, getting into that show, or at least keeping our stance there. We had all these issues we had to go over and sort out and deal with the show, and deal with the showrunner Brian Grabinski, plus all these other guys trying to cancel us. We've had 10 years of this crap. What has Eric July done? He's put out books. That's great. We had people try to tar and feather us before we could even get to that point. Eric July came into this industry and just made books, and he's got zero problems. He can go to the shows, he can hire Marvel artists. He's not fighting anything in comics. So maybe he has political opinions elsewhere on YouTube, but as far as making any progress in the indie sphere, he's not. No one cares about Eric July in the indie. There's no progress made. There's fans that like his book, and that's fine. He's totally able to do that. And I support people buying books that they want, but he's not doing anything for people like us. He's not changing the dynamic of the industry that he's not even involved in. He has no place in this sphere. He's not even crowdfunding on the same platforms. He's completely disconnected.
Hey, MSK, I'm putting the link in the chat if you want to just come on. It might be easier than sitting here.
But okay, I want to go first. He can come in if he wants. But
Yeah, but look, hey, Eric technically had a lawsuit. Yeah, he did, but it was over as quick as it started. Anna punch you, LOL. Anna has small hands and a rugby body. You gotta watch out for those short, stocky, big, burly bitches. It's scary.
So off the top of my head, I will name the artists that have been hostile to us and said bad things about us and joined that whole rumor smear crowd. From chronological order, I'll try to start from the beginning. JP Roth, Ebas, Dawn McTeague. Although Dawn McTeague was very, very sweet, but she didn't have anything supportive to say. She joined in with the crowd of, you can't talk about things. But she was the sweetest out of all of them. The other guys, not sweet. Ebas, not kind. All right, chronological order. Chrissy, not. Ryan Kincaid hasn't said anything bad. He's fine, but he was around during the time. Marat Michaels. Chad Harden had to take the side of DC, so he couldn't really be friends with us anymore. He couldn't even be seen with us anymore. Still a nice guy, but okay. Rob Liefeld. Neil Adams had to also duck and go to DC. Who else? Shelby Robertson's a Liefeld guy. He didn't say anything. He went with that crowd. DeBalfo went with the JP Roth crowd. Although I don't think he said anything bad, but still. It's that whole crowd that is very hostile. All right, fast forward a little bit because then we left. Those are just artists specifically. I said Marat Michaels, didn't I? Okay. Then we get back into comics. Then there's EBS, then his old crowd. I'll just skip the Comicsgate crowd. Then who else? Trying to pull from memory. All right, now the past 2 years, there's been Mike Chrome, Isaac Bell, Anna Zoe, Jamie Tyndall, who just don't like us. Gwendolyn Donna, whatever her name is, the colorist for Coffin. Russ Cassidy's an artist. Justin Hunt. Who else? Greg Bo Watson, I don't think will associate with us. But I'm not sure on that. I would say no. Who else? I said Mike Chrome.
Shit. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
Now
keep
I'm
track
running
of
it.
people's names. I don't care about them that much.
It's you can like go to a Coffee Comics campaign pretty much and look at who they hired, and it's pretty much all of those guys. Let me think. It's just becoming hard to keep track. Let me go to a Coffin Comics Kickstarter page, and I'll just start naming down names because they
Oh,
all
please
like
don't.
work
No
for
one cares.
them. Okay. Well, it's a lot of them. I'll just say that much. It's a lot of them. And they are insanely hostile. Colette Turner, I worked with. She just cut ties with me when all that went down. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much from this one I'm looking for. It's a lot of them. It's a good percentage of that crowd that hate us so badly for whatever reason. I mean, some of them have reason, like the Tyndall really didn't like that article that was written about him. But you're people are going to write articles
Oh,
about
wait.
you.
Hang on. Here's MSK. He's in the back. My bad. I got an
Okay.
intro for you. Hang on. Let me find a good one for you. Sorry, MSK. Let's see. How about we go with.
La la la, I'm a pretty fairy, la la la.
Hey, Lord Vader, the Emperor wanted me to tell you.
La la. I swear it's not what it looks like.
Okay, then tell me what the hell it does look like.
Okay, it's what it looks like.
Lord Vader, I didn't know. You know, you're this big, black, scary dude.
What do you mean by that?
Wait, what? No! I didn't mean it like that!
Nope, can't be having racism in my empire.
Wait,
You've got to go!
I can't breathe.
Don't even say it.
What's up, MSK?
Well, I can be here for like a good 10 minutes. I got to do my other show in like a little bit. I can't turn on my camera because I'm shirtless, and if a bunch of hot older MILF ladies see that, they might start DMing me some inappropriate stuff.
Yeah, or you could get me a bunch of super chats.
What am I?
I am not above whoring you out.
God damn. You know, I do have an OnlyFans account. Maybe I can start putting out content there. Do
That's
underwear
what I'm saying.
modeling. Good Lord.
Your manager gets 10%.
Hey, so someone had said, hey, you got to use your looks when you can. When you age out, not going to be good, you know? But I don't know. Even on like the tier, I think there's like tiers to this stuff. There's like there's like tier 3 indie people that like pretend they have drama and they'll talk about it on Twitter. Meanwhile, nobody knows what the fuck kind of drama they're talking about because they don't even have like people that even read their books, you know? Yeah. And then there's like, well, yeah, that's it. There's like tier 1, and then there's tier 2. Tier 2 is kind of like, freak, what would tier 2 really be? It would be like ex-mainstream people trying to do their own thing. Like tier 3 is probably the same people that we usually kind of see on Twitter. Like every day, one of them's talking about drama, and it's like, dude, you are irrelevant. No one even knows who you are at all. You're like a ant in the grand scheme of things. And they'll like be like straight pick-me's all the time on Twitter. They'll always tag like EVS or whatever. Me and EVS have actually never really had any problems with each other. We've had like Twitter spats back and forth. We don't have any actual issues with each other. And then they'll just randomly tag EVS. They're like, hey, dad, I know I have no argument, but come help me, please. Like please, I will suck the dick cheese off your frog balls if you come help me with this Twitter thread argument right now. Like I had this one dude, man, he was like sucking off like Yanzi, Shane's wife's fucking old, disgusting egg roll pussy juice.
Ew.
I was like, you know, student of God, he said something about Yanzi and Shane. They were doing some. Oh, it was when Yanzi was talking about, well, Eric sold my husband's cover at $100. Honey, I was like, lady, covers can sometimes go up $100. Well, you guys know, I know, like covers can go for a lot of money. Then on their fucking website, they're trying to sell a CGC Inglorious shit book for like $600, and we're like, hey, that's how business works. If I'm like, Mike, hey, I need you to go make some fucking truck porn videos. I'll pay you like $100. Just make out with your truck, lick your truck, and I'll give you $100. Then whatever you do with the $100 afterwards means nothing to me. I paid you for your job. And then so he was going off about that. And then this guy was like, oh my God, Shane and his wife put out quality comics and Eric does it. And I'm like, dude, we weren't even talking about Eric. You just letting people, these people just like let everyone live rent free in their heads. All I said was, egg roll's gonna egg roll. That's all I said. And all I said was, didn't her people cause COVID? Also all I said. And this guy is like sitting there tagging like other people. I'm like, dude, are you gay? You need other dudes to come tag team you? Like some of these people are like, some of these fans are like stupid. Like, I don't agree with Hollywood talking down to people. I don't. But some fans are like so fucking beyond stupid. They kind of need to be talked down to. Some people like legitimately have like straight up low IQs on levels that are like not even comprehensible. Like I call Vonster a ball licker because he gets on his knees for EVS a lot. You know, he chokes on his dick like every day. And he's like, man, you had me on your show. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that got to do with anything. But okay.
Well, I guess because you had him on his show, or on your show, that you guys are friends now. That's what he's going with.
We had like one show, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, but now you're besties.
Yeah, and he's like, hopefully you wake up. I'm like, is this guy a fucking cult member? It's
Well,
like
pretty soon you'll be waking up. You know, you'll just see the covers just bouncing up and down. You know, and you
say
start looking
nobody
down. You're gonna be like,
I said, hey, nobody read your books. Is that why you're mad and having your time of the month? And he was like, I have produced something better than Rippaverse does. I'm like, yeah, to who? Because then this guy said, I read the books. I was like, okay, cool. Favorite part of the books? He told me that at, let's see what time he told me that. Favorite part of the books. That reply happened at, okay, you guys are on EST, I think. So he told me that at 5:01 my time. And it's like almost 11 for you guys. So yeah, no reply back because they don't read them books. I know people don't read the books. I know they don't. Like that was like Eric July Detractor one that I agreed with because you know, hey, broken cock right once a day, right? Or take a shot in the dark, whatever the fucking saying is. It matters a lot that people read the books because reviews matter a lot, right? That was the one I did agree with. Like, no, people shouldn't be talking about something unless they've read the product. I fully agree with that one. These people that say that I like these Comicsgate books, I don't read these books. This guy showed me a shelf of Comicsgate books he has. I'm like, okay, cool.
The majority of those Comicsgate.
I asked him, you read them books? Did I get a reply back? No, I didn't get that
The
one.
majority of those Comicsgate books shouldn't have even ever been made, like at all. Like,
yeah, and like
they shouldn't have even been made.
Fans are like, oh, well, you know, we support quality. Quality you don't read. Congratulations, you're an NPC. Congratulations. You're no better than Democrats.
Got a question. Jude Duvall says, you guys not beefing with Iconic Comics. I don't even know who that is.
The people that do Common America and Soulfinder.
Are we beefing?
No,
with
why
them?
why would I beef
No?
with Tim
They
Lim?
actually don't have problems with anyone. They're pretty relatively chill.
No, I love Tim. I have no problems
Yeah,
with Tim.
He's
Tim
about
stays
people like Doug
very
Ernest. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get involved in confrontation really. He's very keeps to
I
himself.
don't think they
sort of stuff.
necessarily hate you guys. I think it's because you're competition. It may come across as someone to exploit or get rid of. No, they legitimately hate us.
I'm starting to
It's
call
fucking
it
personal.
the Wheeler derangement syndrome. Like it's
Yeah.
that bad. It's really bad.
You know, you would think it's part of the indie crowdfunding problems, but it's not. It goes back further than that.
Like, remember,
we were in Jesse James's comic shop and we were streaming live on Facebook Brian Polito's very first Kickstarter. That's how far it goes back.
Dude, do you remember when she was on Twitter where, I don't know, apparently someone's wife doesn't like Rini because of some reason? Like, people don't know, because I'm in the scene too. People tell me a lot of things. People won't just straight up say what you guys think is going on, because then, you know, that reasons, obviously. You have to just take it by actions too. A lot of people in the scene, not like a lot of them, but a decent amount, are very jealous when other people's campaigns do better. It's just a thing, you know?
But MSK, one of the big things I wanted to ask you, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I really have to know this. I really have to know this.
Like, I have a BBC. It's true.
From your side of the internet, have you seen anything in regards to all of this stuff? Have you heard of anybody talking? Have you seen people talking about this?
The suing situation, right?
Yeah. Creators' rights and
a lot of people I've seen cover it was JDA. I was gonna make a video on it, but then again, I'm not the biggest guy on like talking about law stuff if I don't know the
No, I
full
mean just
situation.
talking like on social media about it or anything.
Not yet.
No one's.
I was trying to look for
mentioned
you.
it.
No, earlier I was generally trying to look. I've only just I saw JDA go over it, and I think that's pretty much it. Well, he'll just go. John just go over anything at this point, honestly, because I mean, Ethan might cover it. I mean, you never know. Just ask him. Just super chat him. Hey, Ethan, can you cover our lawsuit?
No,
That's crazy.
I don't think
I
he
actually
would.
found the guy that was having the Comicsgate dispute over for the trademark. I actually found the guy. We had a live stream. I didn't even know until I asked him. We had I was like, okay, this is an interesting. He was like, I'm being litigated. I'm like, okay, I hope you're not going to jail because I might be talking to an ex-convict right here.
I just know how there's like certain segments in the comic book community, like these people associate with these people associate with these people, and then sometimes if you're not in like one of the little groups, you don't hear anything, and it's very segmented.
I think there probably is people talking about it. It's just a thing that it's probably on like backroom stages and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Well, that tells you that he's not part of the close coffin crowd. That's where it always comes from. It's either Sean Dodashko's page or coffin. That anybody associated with that is you're going to see it. And people have been messaging us saying they're all talking bad about you. I see it. So it's that part of usually Facebook is where it all happens. If you're from Twitter or YouTube, you probably don't see it so much. Although there are some YouTube channels like Larry's channel that's just constantly talking about it. And what's the link? He works with those guys.
Right.
I mean, the pattern is really obvious when you start to get down to it. It's coming from that direction, and it's the sentiments they echo goes all the way back to Liefeld in 2016. They just repeat. They have been repeating the same gossip
People are on
and
autopilot.
slander. It's not even true for almost 10 years. Which tells you what kind of people they are. They don't care about, obviously
Facebook might be even worse
truth.
than Twitter because, like, since Facebook is not like ancient, but people aren't on it as much as Twitter. The people that are on Twitter that like indie comics, you can make like a ton of little small groups and just start talking shit. It's like super easy. Super easy to do.
Fucking Whisper Network for real.
Yeah, that's probably where it is, honestly. Yeah, I'd imagine most of it's on Facebook, actually. I mean, everyone on there is just sitting there just going mega depressed on there. Like, why is no one funded my book? Maybe because your book fucking sucks. I don't know. It's just how life works. Some things you do in business work and some don't. It's just like how, I don't know, what else people could possibly want,
Yeah.
Like, there's not, I don't know. I don't think there's not money in the scene. I don't agree with that point at all that people bring up. I think people have money. They're just very selective on who they're going to give it to. That's just all it is. And people just don't have the expendable money to give money to everything because, to be fair, if you give money to like everything, you don't even know what's coming in, what's been officially funded, what's getting shipped to you. It's just too much, honestly. People are just going to be very selective about who they give their money to. And then the people that are selective that get the money, the creators get mad about that. They're like, why does this guy get the money? Happens with Eric, happened with you guys, happened with John. Like, you see people just randomly attack JDA, like, I know people disagree with him a lot, but like he makes his comics, they come out, he funds his books. I think that's good. People talking for nothing.
He does.
Yeah. Like this is just crazy.
The things that they say recently. So wait, here's some recent quotes that you might have seen on my Facebook. Actual quotes. A lot of them coming from that Beyond Wednesdays channel. The Wheelers are the biggest grifter, some of the biggest grifters in comics is when. If you don't know the Wheelers' name in comics, consider yourselves lucky. I would just stay silent. Brian will win. He has more money. The Wheelers are so loud. The Wheelers are a stain on the comics industry. They have given us so much just attention for painting us as these really, really
But you know what Larry's publisher says about us, right?
Really, to be honest. And a lot of people don't realize that what the Wheelers are doing are actually pretty strategic. Okay, this is what may happen.
We're pretty strategic.
Pretty strategic. He gave us.
What do you think about that Star Horse cover up there?
Sorry, I was getting something ready for the show. Star Horse. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. This is what
okay.
What about star gangbanging? Come on, we're gonna make this work. No.
Yeah. Well, who is that? Who's that in the middle there? You see that?
Who's that? Is that Nick Rekieta doing coke? I don't fucking know, honestly.
No, I think it's Dark. I think it's
But
Emperor
remember,
Polito team.
remember the things Evie said about kids? Yeah, fuck them, fuck them kids. Why don't you fucking make food for yourself? Kids can barely put on their own. Kids barely want to keep their shoes on. You don't trust them to make food off a stove? Are you out of your fucking mind? What that might have been that might have single-handedly been some of the worst takes I've ever read on the internet in like the last 10 years I've stared at my computer screen. That might have been the
couldn't
worst,
even watch
honestly.
that. I don't like people.
Like I used to my younger brother dated a single mom with 3 kids, so I had to take care of him for like a weekend, and I used to help him with daycare around the kids too, actually. And if people don't know about kids, kids are a lot of work. To think that kids can take care of themselves from the ages that they're small, you are out of your mind. You quite literally do crack.
All right. So Epic Fantasy says Coffin runs promos on Facebook all the time. They will need to be careful. Live by the social media shitstorm. Die by the social media shitstorm. Jude says there are more indie crowdfunders in CF platforms than their backers. On top of that, indie crowdfunding comics are starting to get expensive, and they're simply more affordable, and some came better options than indie crowdfunding. Also, Facebook is pretty dead. Epic Fantasy says, kick MSK. Okay. I'm just kidding.
It's
I
because
don't
I'm too
know.
base. Yeah, people don't like it when you're too honest. I forgot. We live in a soft society, you know? You can't you can't say what you really feel. You gotta say the other thing, which is not the real thing. And then when people say you were lying, but you couldn't handle the truth. Actually,
don't say my hair ain't luxurious when you know it is, bitch.
Actually, it's been confirmed people can't take the truth because recent Mr. Fauci, he kind of lied to everyone about COVID. Yeah, and people just believed it because they're just stupid. So yeah, people
look at that.
Oh my god, boobs.
Oh, look at that. That's the homage covers to Star Wars. Wow. That looks pretty good. I wish you could zoom in on it a little bit, Mindy. Like that way people could see it. There you go. Now go up to the top. And you got to get that red ring around the Death Star there. Oh, I think my audio went out. Hang on. Headphones are dead.
Did Mike?
Oh, we're all muted. What happened?
Oh, I was setting up for
He's
my
having
show.
Oh well, I think Mike screwed up his mute.
How did he throw himself out? Oh my god.
I don't know. That happened at the very beginning too. I don't know what he's doing over there, but we did just get these new headphones.
Yeah.
So yeah, we needed them bad. And so I don't know, he's probably like screwing up the settings. He said his headphones died, so he probably had them on Bluetooth, which then screwed up his mic, which then screwed up his feed. That's my guess somehow.
Also, Fantasy, I never tried to take up with the show. They asked me, my opinions on what was going on, so I just gave my opinions. This is how it is. But yeah,
my headphones.
Are you guys surprised about the Nick stuff? Because I'm not. Like I.
Oh
if
no,
you
no,
like
I saw that shit coming. I saw that shit coming a lot.
Same here. Yeah, he looked like he was. I'm just saying, when you've grown up and lived a long time, you can kind of just tell something's off with certain people that are like put together, as some people say. You could tell something was wrong with him. You could tell. Like it's this thing you get over life. Mm-hmm.
The crackhead nod.
Oh, I love crack.
The crack.
You know
Crackhead
what that
mode.
is, a crackhead nod.
Cracky mode. Holy shit.
Here, look, this is what Nick Ricetta looks like when he first interviewed me and then proceeded to trash me and do a huge trash stream where he brought in a former business partner of ours and was talking all this smack saying I accused this business partner of theft when I never said anything about Daryl. If you go back and watch that stream, I never said anything about this man. But yet they came on. It was another moment where they jump on the Wheeler hate train for clout. But
Yeah.
initially he did a positive interview with me, and I like at the behest of Ethan, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
there
he
you
looked
go.
like
There's
this.
a
It
good
was 6
comment.
years ago, and that's what he looked like 6 years ago. Can you see my screen, Mike?
Yeah, I just shared it.
Yep. 6 years ago. That's when he did my interview. He looked just like that. My interview was 6 years ago. And then this is 4 years ago. And then this is 1 year ago. You can tell between those specific right there. You can tell there's a difference. And then
And there's the crackhead nod.
really,
He literally
really,
was coked out
really
on
bad.
stream, and people kept
He
saying,
jacked
"Well,
off.
yeah,
He jacked off on stream. Did you see that?
yeah." He literally
That's
was
what I was looking to
doing coke
play
on stream.
earlier when I was looking for a clip, but
Here, if you're
it's
still on my
it's not
screen.
there anymore. Somebody deleted it. That's what I was telling you. Somebody deleted it.
Oh, wow.
Like they
Wow.
deleted it off their Twitter. It's
Wow.
gone. It's right
Not
there.
found. Wow. Yeah, he didn't know his camera was on. He was so high and just out of it, and he started tripping off on the camera.
As for having a
That's what
white or pale gray skinned hottie, Polito did not invent that one either. No, he didn't.
Thank you. That's right.
Epic says, but yeah, solid sales for this one. And so I wish him a million lawsuits, to paraphrase Nick Cokehead Ricetta. God took pity. And Ricetta is completely unsurprising. People simply ignored those who saw it first. Now there is a dog pile of haters, and the people who used to simp for him are pretending they knew all along. So funny and weird, as Ricetta would say. The fact that is even a question is disturbing. Yeah, and I feel bad for his kids, man. That's the whole thing. Like, I mean, they were saying that they weren't getting fed, that they were hungry, that they didn't have clean clothes, and that's fucked up.
2 years long. Remember, keep in mind.
Yeah.
Oh god, because there's so much that people just don't understand about situations because they're just so fucking stupid. They said this has been going on for 2 years. Keep in mind, we only know because you guys know how kids' minds work, and you grow up and you remember shit that you've kind of rejected out of your mind if it's like traumatic. We're only hearing about what they told the cops from what they remember. We're only hearing the tail end of what's going on in their brain. Even a 16-year-old has
it could be a hell of a lot worse than this.
Yeah, you don't understand. Nick's that's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. We don't know what else that guy was doing those 2 years, and people are like, "Oh, we gotta be easy." Oh god. Oh, imagine if that was you guys going through that. He wouldn't give a fuck who it was. All these people that are defending him, he wouldn't give a fuck about you people. Not you guys, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. He wouldn't give a fuck about the people that are defending him. He would talk about them the same way we're talking about them right now. The fact that people went out of their way to go "Oh my god, you shouldn't be talking about the situation." It's literally how we got here in life, with no one stepping up and no one talking about situations the way they are. It's beyond cringe why he gets to treat his kids like shit, and we're supposed to just sit here and just suck his balls because he has 500K subscribers on YouTube. Because of YouTube, people literally have forsaken their own morals for YouTube subs. Because maybe if they defend him enough, he'll invite him on his YouTube channel and they can chill their fucking garbage. I don't know. People think like that. People will literally sell their soul for clout.
It seems JDA asked him if he wanted to get on his show later and do a stream, and
John.
He said he was going to. He said, "Yeah." You know how low you got to sink to do that.
John's Mexican. They do that. They have that. Your family, my family. No, Mexicans do that. If you got a Mexican person over if they invite you over to the house, they'll give you food. They'll give you their woman. Whew, good lord.
Have you been demonetized on here?
I don't know. Have we?
He's wondering why MSK is so angry.
Oh.
Raquetta hasn't been doing this for 2 years. There were just things happening at least 5 years ago. It has just gotten worse and worse, like all bad habits do.
Yeah, he became really apparent to me after it was so funny because he brought me on this Comic Skate stream when Comic Skate adopted me and to be the token woman in like
Hell yeah.
2018 real quick. And then before they dropped me, once they realized I wasn't a thought, an e-thought, then he did the positive interview. I said we had problems with theft from a business partner. We had like 3 business partners during the course of our comic shop. Like I never specified anybody. I never made an accusation to anyone, right? Then this Daryl guy pops up and they're having this stream and it became very evident. This was after Comic State Trash Week, so just like a couple weeks later. And it became evident then to me that Raquetta was a very bad lawyer and he didn't know what he was talking about because the things he was saying were dumb, just flat out dumb. He was saying that, for one, I accused Daryl of something, which I never did. And he's a lawyer. I never even said this dude's name. And then 2, he was crapping on like live work situations. That was it. And he is in a live work situation. He was so dumb. The things he was saying were hurting my brain. And I realized that
Yeah.
he was
Mhm.
I did not think he was a good person at all. I thought he was a shady, clout chasing, dumb individual. And
Mhm.
yeah, you're right. People shouldn't put those kinds of individuals at the top of society. Like they are valuable because they're not. They're doing things on YouTube to get famous. They're doing bad things, trashing
Yeah,
on
yeah.
people to get famous.
Me and Nick had a Twitter back and forth for something, and we were gonna come on. We were DMing each other. We're gonna come on. He was like, "Well, you're not gonna come on here and shill your shit." I'm like, "I'm not gonna chill anything. First, I don't need you. I didn't know he existed for like most of my career on YouTube, so it didn't happen. But we ended on amicable terms, so to speak. You know, but just to see like, but to hear the things that he said about just what Riley did to Eric was beyond insane. As if he said it in a way where it was okay for another person to come up and harass someone. He was like, well, legally they could do it. Yeah, I could also, yeah, in Texas, you do that, you can get shot and it not matter, honestly. You know, it's like, this is the way I pose it to people when he make those comments. So it's like, if I was harassing you in a store, as long as I don't touch you, I mean, I guess Mike can't hit me, right? You know, as long as I don't actually do anything to you, he can't do anything to me, right? He was trying to literally phrase things as if, like, in real life, if you do that to people, the thing that Riley did, you know how he was talking about the whole, like, he got mad that Eric was going to shoot Riley and take care of him, right? That would happen anywhere. Like, I was like, he's so removed from real life. You do that, I said, go to the hood, knock on someone's door like he did, try that, and you will get shot. Anywhere, do that. You're going to get in trouble. Like, yes, Walmart is technically a public outing for people, but it is privately. They actually privately own the spaces that they own. You actually kind of can't do whatever you want. Like he says some of those beyond retarded things. I can't believe people actually thought he was saying is true. It's people are just beyond stupid.
He's really dumb. The Raquetta is really dumb. He was trying to super chat us, Mike. I thought so. You said it was
We got a super chat.
I wasn't sure,
$20
but
Epic
yay,
Fantasy.
thank you.
Raquetta is a sketch queen, and he has always been a sketch queen. Evasive, deceitful, and sexually predatory. Not a good guy in any way, and now everyone knows.
Wow. If you read the reports, which I'm sure you probably did if you are educated on the situation, but that report on the kids was disturbing. Like they finding the house with drugs and unclean, and then you read the report and it's talking about some people at the church reporting in because the kids they started to smell. They hadn't been bathed. They were hungry. That's
But remember,
really disturbing.
16-year-old. Why didn't you step up, 16-year-old? Remember? Why did the 16-year-old step up? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what EVS said.
Like, okay, the only thing that
That's
I
what he
somewhat
said.
agree on is I grew up, we wore the same clothes. We did. We cycled them out. But we still took showers. You still gotta take a shower. You can wear the same clothes. I wear the same clothes all the time still to this day. You still gotta take a shower. He wasn't even bathing his kids. And this is why I say, man, there's some women out there that shouldn't vote or shouldn't have privileges at all. Nick had a wife that literally had her husband makes hundreds of thousands of dollars on the internet. She has to do nothing, literally nothing. And the wife is sitting there just getting on her knees for the other guy and just blowing him and not taking care of her kids. How easier of a job do you have as a
I know,
mom?
God. That's
Like,
just so.
like I know everyone's blaming Nick, but the mom needs to have more blame. That might be the biggest piece of shit mom ever.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree.
There's
The whole
nothing. She has nothing else to do except what? Get on her knees and take care of her kids. They were so rich they could afford a nanny. I ain't afford no nanny. I don't got that money like that. But they had enough money to afford a nanny. The one nanny quit.
they
Okay,
had a
hire
lot
another
of
one.
they had enough money to buy a bunch of blow, but not
I mean,
food.
That's a necessity. I love blow and
That's
crack.
yeah, that pisses me off. One thing that
I
you'll
think
see about
blow
us
and hookers is like one of the 5 food groups. I'm pretty sure.
It's in that pyramid that they used to tell you to
One
go
of-
over.
something if you go around this has been something I'm very proud of. If you go back to people in the comics industry, if you want to go back about history, they've seen us at shows. You can ask Raven Gregory, and just anybody. There's a lot of people. Les Garner, he was recently there, and they see us with our kids, and we have the most well-behaved, sweet children on the planet. Clean, lovely, smart, very well taken care of. Like that's a no-brainer. So that tells you what kind of people we are. We have excellent freaking kids, and they go
You
to
got a
the
black
shows
kid?
with us because they're just that damn well behaved that they all sit and they'll play with each other. They'll smile and they'll laugh and they'll have fun with each other. And they're all different ages. It's fantastic. So like I could never imagine. That would
Yeah.
never
And no, we
happen
don't have a
with
black
our
kid
family.
MSK, but I was thinking
You
about
gotta
going to the
adopt a
hood,
black
picking
kid.
up a small one for them to play with. But
And see,
I don't know.
if you adopt a black kid, that means they could learn like grape juice and grape drink and all that stuff that they
Right.
need to know.
Yeah.
They can say, "Oh, I have a black brother. We can use the N word." Just saying. This
And I
has
hear they're very
guys in the future.
energetic.
Yeah, you could have a basketball star. You could go to the NBA. You could take.
There you
You
go.
could be the next LeBron James. You get courtside seats and stuff. Come on, there's
See,
value
how
to
cool
this.
would that be? That's worth it right there.
And then, like the biggest thing, the biggest it wasn't even like the mom thing is Epic Fantasy.
Have my
I like
last name
everyone.
on a Nike eventually, you know?
I'm not gonna
That'd
lie,
be
it sounds
fucking
pretty cool.
man.
Epic Fantasy. No, we're good, man. I like you. I like everyone except pieces of shit moms like that might be the fucking worst mom. That is bad. And people gotta like. I
You're
know,
right.
because I know Epic brought up it wasn't just 2 years. No, I was saying it from the point of view of like they said this the coke and all that stuff happened 2 years as we know it. Obviously, that's the only one we know. Keep in mind, these kids could have had days where they just had no food at all. We don't know. Kids, their brains aren't that fully developed yet to remember all this stuff. You know, the 16-year-old, he doesn't know. I mean, I don't know he or she or I'm just gonna misgender. It's a YouTube thing, right? But we don't know what they told. We don't know. Like that's how bad these situations are. And you have people that are defending him as if like, okay, yeah, like if you grew up in a hard neighborhood or a hard household, you're going to have a time where you got to take care of yourself a little bit, but not in the way that they're talking about. Unless you're coming out of a second third world country. If you're coming from a second third world country, I understand it. That makes sense. That they live a different lifestyle and a way of upbringing than people here. For people here, that's bad. To have your kids go potentially, let's say about 2 years not getting the meals they deserve or getting shower, at least shower. Like, what a terrible piece of shit, dude. And I'm saying, if anyone defends that guy, you are just out of your mind smoking the hardest crack there is.
No, well,
Like, that's
fucking
so
Masterson, Dick
cringe.
Masterson's still trying to defend him, and
Well, of course he is. He's a crackhead. Crackhead's gonna crackhead.
Epic Fantasy says, also, I would like to talk about doing a cover for Star Wars, like chipping a bigger amount to get a limited edition cover or something. We can do that. Contact me on Facebook and we'll talk.
Can you give me a girl?
Mike only talks on Facebook. He's not good at talking at any other platform. So
He's just old.
He,
So it happens
he
here on
hates,
Facebook.
He hates it. I know he's getting
Hit
old.
me up on Facebook. Oh, that's,
Hey, I'm not gonna
old.
lie.
I'm old.
We
The
both are.
messenger notifications on Facebook are so much better than the ones on like Twitter and Instagram. Just
They
beyond
are.
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
I agree.
are.
Instagram,
I like
my
Facebook, actually.
messages are chaos. I like Facebook too. I haven't been drawn away from another platform. I think that would just be a headache. I know there are other platforms, but I'm too stuck on Facebook. I don't want to do anything different. In fact, we're public figures, Mike, according to the internet on Facebook.
Wait a
So
second. We're
we
Like,
can't
you are. You reach a
abandon.
certain
Who
amount of subs.
said that?
We
Who
have
said
to
we're
do this. We can't
we're
abandon
public
our
figures? hang on.
Fans, you don't think that Brian Polito wouldn't have a case here? In some
Here's my
shape, way, or
thoughts
form?
on this: is that Brian Polito's a public figure, right? And so are we. And guess what? So is Mike Wheeler at this point, right?
Pretty
you got
much.
a YouTube channel, you got a comic book company, you try to put your face as the comic book company. You're a public figure at this point, and you know you can't complain about that and go after people, and then you know it's the same thing. It's so hypocritical.
Okay. Yeah.
So they didn't name me as a public figure, just you. But I'm kind of assuming I go with you on that, but kind of like
Sure, you can be a
Trump
public
and
figure
Ivanka
too.
Trump.
I'll allow it.
Hillary Clinton.
I'll allow it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yes. I am granted permission. Oh, and Larry, I thought it was funny. They were mad. When they were EFAPing, they said, Mindy put up a banner and Rob Liefeld sniffing coke on it.
Larry fapping. I do not want that image in my brain.
I did put up a banner image. It's of the boobs characters. It's got Some Chai, it's got boobs, and it's got Rob Liefeld sniffing coke, and it's got amphibious robot, and it has Gaylord von Schlauber. It's fantastic. It's my new banner graphic.
Why anyone trusts Larry's beyond me. How that guy whatever. It's just I don't know. I haven't read his
the title of his stream tonight. Ongoing coverage of the Lady Death versus the Wheelers. So he apparently saw my stream title that says public apology and he got all excited.
Oh, of course he did. Nah, I knew that shit wouldn't last. It's Larry. He got no brain. That brain is the brain is struggling to work.
Hey, dude,
I was willing to give it a try.
I was giving it 100%.
I even said, I was like, it's not gonna work because he is insane.
Yeah, dude.
He is insane. I think he's like the Joker. That when I think of someone like him, he even laughs funny. If you listen to what we played earlier, he's all and he laughs at himself.
He's like that one weird anime guy that does those anime mannerisms, like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm a fucking loser." Yeah, he be that guy.
What does Chat GPT say about y'all? I have no idea.
That'd be good to know. I don't know. Can we search ChatGPT for Meg and Mindy Wheeler? Are you serious? Will it say things? What if it comes back and says we're a stain on the comic industry? We could
I gotta head out. I gotta head out and do my show. But if you guys want to set up a show or redo one in the meantime, or whenever you want to, just let me know. I'll have my 500 special. The show will be back on YouTube at episode 500. So hope you guys can come around for that. Man, I started my own comic channel actually, and I did one for my other niches too. So probably Yu-Gi-Oh would be one. I'm doing for gaming as well, but. If you don't understand, there's not a whole lot of stuff here. Like, what's the guy from Clownfish TV's name? I forgot his name, but he said something and it made a lot of people get triggered because indie comic people have just fucking sense of sale. The amount of drama that happens in this space, there's not enough money going around for this. People are literally fighting for scraps. You think how much drama there is? People are fighting for like NBA contract level money. No, people are fighting for like $1,000 on a fucking website. It's actually beyond cringe. You really think about it?
It's crazy.
For the amount of money comics make compared to how many people fight each other over like non-reasons, it's stupid.
Well, if you're going to talk about people who do make money, it's Brian Polito and Coffin Comics. They do very well for themselves. So they're very, very far separated from the YouTubers and the drama. They are the actual. I mean, they put out books. They make a lot of money. So they're very like that's why the YouTube people on the Comics Gate and on Twitter are a little more oblivious to Brian, is because they don't actually invest themselves in the industry or they don't put out books. They don't crowdfund on Kickstarter. So it's a little bit of two separate worlds going on here. But in the world where books are being made and creators are crowdfunding and fulfilling, he is I call him a kingpin. He's top dog on Kickstarter when it comes to indie crowdfunding comics. He's the man.
I like Kingpin.
All right, MSK. Take care, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna we should get going my wife. Soon. Okay. It's been almost 3 hours. It's about time for us to call too. I do want to. You can ask ChatGPT things. I didn't know. I don't even know how to do that. I'm gonna Google it right now to see.
I don't know. I wanted to see what Larry did. We're gonna go into the infinity.
Okay.
You want to go into the infinity?
Okay,
again?
yeah. All right, we'll go into the infinity. All right.
Let's see what he did tonight. It's so interesting.
This isn't like X-Men 97, where the original Empire Strikes. You know what I mean?
The weather today.
Some of the issues.
You know what I mean? He says that so often.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
If there's any
Creators.
issue over, we could ask.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Broke, aren't you?
It's
sick. One of
holy fuck, it was boring.
I heard it picks up in number 4.
The Jedi played by okay. Yes, you do. And so already away. Marianne Moss. He's like, gotta sit down. Here's his favorite bit. Leslie.
Looks like he didn't say.
They're doing a thing a little bit better.
Ongoing coverage. So where was the ongoing coverage?
Where
there's not.
I guess there was no ongoing coverage. Okay. Meta AI has one too. I don't even know how to get into Chat GPT. I'm sitting here trying to Google how to do this. I have no idea, but I want to go find out and see. And what I do like is when we post posts on Facebook, and they're generally we get a lot of heat for a lot of the posts we post, or
we're so
debate,
loud.
whatever. Because we're so loud. I love at the top when it generates a little meta AI. I love that. You can see it. And it does a pretty good job, and it summarizes things. And I think it's so funny to read them. And the one on the Lady Darth cover, it did one there. Let me try to find that. And it was all introduction of the new indie comic creator Lady Darth sparks controversy. And it went on. It was pretty cool. I don't know if I can see it on desktop. Maybe. No, I can't see it on desktop, but on mobile app I can see it. And it said some people are coming over and they're mad about Lady Death, blah blah blah. And then others say they have no idea what the other people are talking about. And it was very good. Yeah, Facebook's just gonna eat us all. I think it takes all of our art that we post. I just learned that today. Although I'm not surprised. I figured it would anyway, so yeah. I guess nothing interesting for Larry, huh? That's funny because he was all over my Facebook today asking.
Here we go. What's his name? Specs Thompson. He just sent me something cool. Look at this. Here we go. We're gonna put it up here.
Oh, nice. Specs was featured in the magazine. You know,
Mike Wheeler, comic creator. It says Mike Wheeler is a comic creator who has worked on several projects, including Comics Illustrated Spring Fling 2024, Comics Illustrated Winter Special,
wow.
Team D, Divinity Comics,
some
which
of
includes styles such as Boobs 1, 2, Trip Story, and more. Comics Illustrated. You can find more about Mike Wheeler's work on Comics Illustrated and Kickstarter. There you go.
Whoa, can you do me? That's weird. Dang.
Do Mindy Wheeler specs.
Mindy Wheeler? I wonder, it'll probably pull up some of the same. That's crazy. You know, sometimes I think that this AI stuff is like what it is in Star Trek, the computer. You know how the computer knows everything and they tell it to do things. Computer do this. That's what I think is in development right now and what all this AI stuff will be eventually. There's also, you know, maybe the Terminator route, but maybe after all the Terminators get destroyed, if we can do that, then it'll be the Star Trek version. There's two ways this can go. If we got to take some sort of direction before it gets to the Matrix level. But
he just sent yours
possibility
too.
for it to be positive. Oh, thank you, Specs. What's it say?
All right, here we go. Present, share, and boom. Mindy Wheeler is a comic book artist and illustrator known for her work on titles such as Harley Quinn and Vampirella. Some of her notable works include Harley number 12 sample page, Vampirella variant cover, Boobs number 1 and 2 with Divinity Comics, Trip Story number 1, Divinity Comics. She's also worked with various other publishers, including Zenescope, Dynamite, so on and so forth.
Whoa, hang on, let me look at the dates. Weird.
So I didn't work on Harley Quinn, but it's pulling that from my DeviantArt page where I posted the sample pages that I submitted to DC. That all the rest of that was accurate.
Oh, there you go.
I almost wonder if if it's smart enough to know the top searches for my name, because it's just random, or maybe it goes by most popular title, because Harley Quinn's popular, right? So it did something there where the wires went, okay, Harley Quinn, Vampirella, which Vampirella did catch a lot of traction, so I'm not surprised on that one, and then boobs. But see, it didn't mention Comics Illustrated, didn't mention Trip Story. So that is crazy. It's getting so smart. Oh, come on, robots, not that smart. Well, okay, not that smart. But it's weird that it even exists. It wasn't around, when we were kids. You remember talking to the AOL chatbot
I do.
online that you could talk?
Mhm.
Me too. And it was so fascinating. You could make it say things. We've come a ways from there. I think if DC and Marvel do start to go sort of on the downhill and to disperse, like we have discussed, because of public domain over the next 2 years, DC specifically, I wonder if they aren't going to just make all their covers with AI and get rid of all their artists, which is going to be very ironic, because if you worked at DC Marvel and always felt pressure to keep your head down and not say anything controversial your whole career, and now you're getting replaced by robots, that's going to sting. There you go, 414 followers. That's awesome.
Hey, remember what I said? Do you remember what I said was going to happen with DC?
Dispersing in the next 2 years because of public domain and
And I
shortening
said
to
what was
go
going to
to
happen.
Image.
What was going to happen in May? What did I say?
Oh, someone would get I don't know,
That
fired.
there were going to
Let
be
go.
massive layoffs. They were going to start laying
Massively.
everybody off. Remember I said that? And I
Mm-hmm.
said I had sources on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Did that happen?
Look what
No
just hit the
way.
news.
You're right. So it is going to happen. Oh my God, Mike. Wow. Oh my God. You did it. You called it. You said in the month of May, they're going to have layoffs. Massive layoffs. Wow. So I really do think it's going to happen then. So that means in 2 years, roughly, DC will have Batman and Superman go into public domain, which means they're toast. They've got nothing, especially since they haven't created new properties. They're drying up. And so the little birdie says they're going to be just publishing, a few little short stories of their top hitting titles, probably Harley Quinn and Batman or something, maybe longer, coming out less frequently through McFarlane, through Image, and bye bye DC. Pretty much, which is crazy, but that's great for specs. That's great for us. That's great for, well, MSK is not a creator, but anyone who wants to create books right now who's indie, now is the time to start building your following, because I believe there's going to be a spike in the direction of indie, because there's going to be a void at the time. Marvel won't face the same for another like 20 years, but eventually they will too. And so what's going to be left? But us indie guys. I'm excited, actually. I'm pretty excited. I think all stories should die eventually. A story isn't meant to continue forever. And I think that Batman and Spider-Man are about done. It's about used up. Remember Disney got rid of all the traditional artists and hired all digital artists? No kidding, right? I miss the old style of the 2D stuff. Those movies were so good when we were kids. But it kind of started around Frozen. Before that was Tangled with all this 3D stuff, and it's okay, but I actually don't like it as much. I miss the hand-drawn animation. That was way better. way more captivating for me. Well, Meg, you got anything else to say? I'm getting so sleepy. I'm so tired. I've been working all
No, I
day.
think it's about time to call it. Watch
Yep.
some TV and get ready for tomorrow.
I
See
finished
what
that One
tomorrow
Piece
brings.
today. Tomorrow I'll start another one. Finish that one too. Get this book out. Get the other book out. See what Brian Polito does.
Yeah. All right, guys.